Okay. I'm live. I think. I think this is working. I gotta check my settings. Yeah, that's working.
Cancellation. Turn that up a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's working. All right, let's see if I get anybody in here. This is a continuation of for those, yeah, spooky. Yeah, I decided I'd start up a continuation of the hell that was over there. Look at this, got Blaster Master, got Peter already.
Hey,
What
Yeah,
butt
you guys
naked,
know that. No,
stripped
don't, Peter. Come
down
on,
to the
don't
bare
start with it.
nakedness.
There's no context. There's no context for anybody who wasn't over at Missing Mods. There's no context. There's no context. There's no context. They'll be like,
You
"What the
can't
hell?
tell
What's
that's
Peter doing?"
Jill.
What?
You can't tell that's Jill by the voice.
I can tell that's Jill. I'm just saying there's no context. For those who
so
for those who
now
weren't privy to what was going
this
on over at
this
Missing Mod, they come in. He comes in and he starts blurting that shit. It's like there's no
this
context.
this begs the question regarding Jill. Is there ever context?
No.
Context is always very skewed with Jill.
He's
Yeah,
vapid.
see? Exactly.
I still think it's funny that he thought I blocked him, and I'm like, no, I blocked your emails. But as far as I know, you as a YouTube user, you're not blocked because I checked. All of his emails go to spam now, but
Yeah, you're spamming me, dude. What am I supposed to do?
I
I
I have it
asked,
set
but
to
he doesn't.
spam
But then
too,
he
but
said, well, I don't read you guys' emails just in case there's something like Peter DeTucker's on there. So I'm like, oh, okay. So there was no point in me actually requesting that politely, saying, please don't send me anything because he just doesn't care. He's just sending shit all over the internet willy nilly. Oh, I'm trying to expand upon your horizons, trying to get you to click on stuff, on YouTube that will change your algorithm. Bitch, I get shit from Rogan and Fox News and Benny Johnson and also I mean, how else do
Yeah.
you actually find stuff to actually like listen
I
to and
hate
like disagree
watch.
with?
I hate watch all the time.
Yeah, it's like you can have people who lean very progressive left who have in their algorithms a lot of right wing media because that's what they do. They go, and especially if they do videos on the topics and stuff. They have all that shit that comes into them because they watch it. They might throw
Yep.
it up there on their channel and they critique it. So
You have
it's
to
like,
catalog it.
yeah.
And
So
that
it,
way
it
you
just
can know what their arguments are and you have
he's
your
he's
finger on
acting
the
like,
pulse and
yeah, he's acting like we're all walking around with our fingers up our butts, with blinders onto the world. Like, oh, you're not privy to these Benny Johnson clips and shit. It's
you
like
guys are just a
I've
bunch
seen
of boomers watching Fox News, but not.
no
You know?
MSNBC or CNN.
Yeah, dude, that's why did you
That's
see I changed my name to that?
Yeah, it's always mainstream media, and mainstream media does not mean Fox News, even though they get the most ratings.
He's such a weirdo.
They are mainstream media. They're just mainstream media on the right.
He's so he likes to play identity politics a lot.
Identity politics is his jam, baby. Yes.
Hmm. That's pretty
Kind of
much
like
all
when
I
I
get
found
from
out
him.
when I found out that mass shooting incident that happened just recently. Was it just yesterday?
Yeah.
And it's a trans person. I'm like, yeah, Jill's gonna have a heyday with that because Jill always goes to a hasty generalization. See, this one transgender person did X, therefore all transgender people are X. They will all do X. They will all do that. It's just a
See,
matter of time.
this is the problem with separating people into categories rather than just being like we're all human. That's what I was saying to Jill. Like actually, what I was saying was like, hey, I would love to take you to Asia and show you how there is actual racism. It's a thing. It's a thing. Like they won't let you into certain places because of the color of your skin, dude.
Well, and it's not just racism. You can also have classism as well too, right?
Yep.
There isn't
Oh
just
yeah.
racism. There's
Oh,
classism.
absolutely. Yeah,
and
100%.
racism nowadays has gone to even encompass, you know, ethnic, right, where you have different groups within the same racial, you know, people of the same racial category but of different ethnicities who are opposed to one another ethnically. It's an
When
ethnic
I lived in South Korea, there the minimum wage for like a worker at the grocery store was like $3 an hour. And that was in 2008, the first time I went over there.
ugh.
Yeah.
What's that, like 300? What is that in what's the
That's
Korean?
$3. Yeah, no, it was like 3,001.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still think
It was
those
not
blonde
good,
girls.
dude.
I remember trying to do the math. I watched what was that show? Oh, why am I blanking? I shouldn't be even blanking on the name. The vicious game show one, the
Oh,
one
the
where the people
Squid
can
Game?
Squid Games, and they're doing the
Yeah.
wands and everything. I was like, how much is that? And how much is that in U.S. dollars? Because that's a lot. It seems like a really big number. And then I was like, $1 million? Oh, fuck that! No.
Yeah, it's basically equivalent for every 1,000 won.
One
It's like
billion,
$1.
1 billion, 1 billion won. Oh,
It used to
10,
be
10
like it
billion.
fluctuates. You know, the won is sometimes worth a little more. Sometimes the U.S. dollar is worth a little more. It
Yeah, they'll
fluctuates.
fluctuate. Yeah.
Mhm. But like we were like teaching English over there, and we were making like 45, $50 an hour. Meanwhile, the little girl at the store busting her ass at the little convenience store was making $3 an hour, and it's like, jeez, dude, you know. And it's like, and you're not allowed to like tip people, but there were so many like foreigners in my building that the like local stores put out tip jars. They were like, all right, you guys just want to give us money, we'll take it.
Wow.
It took him a few years to catch on because I went back like in 2010 and they had the tip jars out. I was like, all right, good. At least you're taking advantage of the foreigners in the building here because there's a 15-story building with a bunch of foreigners living in it.
Yeah.
That was fun. There was like a park on the roof, like a literal park. There was trees and shit.
Jay was on a hiatus. I'm always on a hiatus, Tom.
There
Tom,
was
come on.
like there was like a little golf cage up there on the roof, so people would go up there and practice golf. It's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I subscribed to Missing Mod's channel. Missing Mod was telling me because Breakfast Tacos was live. I was over there in the live chat. Oh yeah, they were saying, yeah, it was on my chat. She said something about you're a twin, and I was like, who told you that? She goes,
Guess who?
are they going to get in trouble? And I went, no, of course not. And then I'm thinking in my head, yes, they are.
I guess we said Jill's name too many times and he showed up.
Yeah, yeah.
Jill has been on there more than once.
I just think it's funny he gets so sensitive about me that he's like, "Oh, you block me, then I block you." That's my policy, and I'm like, "Dude, I didn't block you." But the thing is I don't even know I don't even know where he got it from. I'm like, I haven't even been live in a long time, and according to him on one of his last streams, which was from months and months ago, he said, "Oh, I don't even watch anything over on Jay's channel because I would do full videos in response to something that he did." And he wouldn't watch them. And then he would want to have a conversation. I'm like, dude, I already did it. Oh, I don't watch anything on your channel. I said, then fine. So he wonders why I don't cover any of his stuff because a lot of what I would cover is just because I couldn't communicate with him over live chat because I don't think his reading comprehension is all that good. So I would do these videos and explain myself, but he wouldn't watch them. So I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna waste my time covering this shit anymore.
Yeah, that's what happened with Corky and I. He still hasn't watched the video I made to him.
Corky. Peter, are you familiar with Corky?
I said
He
to
knows who he
Blasphemous,
is.
I've seen you guys do a show.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, what is it? Topics of gospel,
That-
topics of the gospel,
that
or something like
brought you-
that.
Topics of religion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that brought you out of hiatus, didn't it?
For a little bit, yeah. I was gonna do some more, but I actually like doing them with Blaster Master because the last one I did just last week was really fun. We spent about almost 2 hours just kind of having
Yeah.
fun riffing on Corky's escapades there, and they're just fantastic, and especially his theology. His theology is just insane because he's like talking about the unpardonable sin and it's just denying Christ, and I'm like, that's not even biblical, fucker. I don't even know how you got there. But so
He's
what
so
is
goofy,
the?
dude.
It's like now all of a sudden anybody who's ever the one thing that I wanted to ask him was because I think he said in one of his videos, and now that you're here, Blaster Master, I think he said that he was raised a Christian, then he was an atheist for a while, and then he came back to Christianity. Is that correct, or am I wrong?
Yes. Like he
So if
was
he-
raised a Christian and he didn't like his church, so he like stopped going to church and then he went to college. And then I think his wife and kids divorced him and she had 2 kids and they left. And I and he's just alone now in his trailer.
Yeah.
He had cancer and apparently some strokes. He said at one point he sued the government. That's why he has money for like a botched surgery or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maya says Jay started chaos at MM's channel. No, Maya, I didn't have to start anything over there. I wasn't there long enough to do that. Jill was let in on the panel with people like Blaster Master, Aiden, who's another person that was there, B.S. Lewis, and even better yet,
Big Bad Mama.
the Big Bag Mama. No, but Peter. And that's the first thing I wrote. I was like, oh, Missing Mod is bringing Jill in onto a panel with Peter.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. You want to talk about pure chaos. But but actually Peter wasn't the biggest agent of chaos over there. I think it was Aiden.
That was Aiden. If
Yeah.
Aiden's there, Aiden always tops me when it comes to chaos.
Yeah. Aiden was going Jill on Jill.
Aiden's
The Obummer was also Aiden, by the way, if you didn't know,
Mhm.
Jay.
Oh yeah.
I figured it was. I knew it wasn't. But I did find it funny. He goes, "Oh, the assassinations," and then the something requests and stuff. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, you mean like when Trump got like multiple messages from like the archive from the National Archives, like, hey, we need these, or not National Archives. I can't remember what it was, but like, hey, we need these documents back. You need to give these documents back. And then he didn't do it. So then the FBI ended up having to raid Mar-a-Lago to get the documents back because they asked him like 3 or 4 times and he just never complied. Or at one point he actually did lie and say, "Oh, we did," and then they raided it and they're like, "No, you didn't. They're here." They took pictures and there's boxes of shit in the bathrooms and stuff like that. It's like, wait a minute, you're gonna sit here and talk to us about you're gonna bitch to us about Obama not fucking following the rule of law. This is the
Right.
same guy that basically in one breath said, "Oh, by the way, anybody who burns a flag is gonna like go to jail for a year." Bitch, a Republican dominant Supreme Court ruled that burning the flag was protected under the First Amendment. Judge Scalia wrote it.
But now you're insinuating that Trump knows the Constitution.
No, he does not.
Stretching
But
it.
but
That's
he
stretching it.
but he
a bit.
used to. But I think there's even clips of him talking about how he liked Judge Scalia. Judge
Mhm.
Scalia was the judge that wrote the affirmation of the interpretation for the Supreme Court that flag burning was protected under First Amendment. So, or under the First Amendment. So it's like, what are you doing? You don't get to override a First Amendment, a Supreme Court decision with an executive order like that. It's not going to stand. because the minute somebody does it and you prosecute them, all they have to do is cite that precedent and it's done. It's over. They win. You're just talking about bogging down legal systems. You're talking about spending more money to prosecute and to jail people for things that they, first of all, the only way you can jail a person for a year is if you can actually prosecute them and find them guilty of a crime, which can easily be refuted with that legal precedent. So you're just bogging up the courts. He's an idiot, which is what most people, I mean, come on, the guy's an idiot. Trump is a moron. I don't, that's the thing. I'm not like one of these left wingers that almost always votes party left.
Right.
Like if I find somebody who's right wing, if I find somebody who's left wing and right wing or whatever, and I go, actually, I kind of like, well, what's another one? Kasich.
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked him over Hillary Clinton. So I was like, I would probably, if it came down to an election, to a presidential election between Kasich or Kasich, I'm blanking on the name.
I think it's Kasich.
Yeah, between him and Hillary Clinton, I'd probably vote for him. However, I did not agree with his position on abortion in any way, shape, or form. But would I vote for him over Hillary Clinton? I might. It could have happened. But once Trump got the nod, I was like, no.
Yeah.
I didn't even like Hillary Clinton. But
yeah, nobody
and
does.
if somebody goes, well, do you really want this criminal, this person that ran a criminal enterprise and blah, 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 blah? I'm like, yeah, I prefer a competent criminal over an incompetent businessman. Yes. That was, and people, what? I'm like, yeah, I would prefer a competent criminal over an incompetent businessman. Yes, I would.
Hold on. You need to rephrase that these days. A competent criminal over an incompetent criminal. The incompetent criminal is in charge at the moment.
Huh?
I said it's an competent criminal over an incompetent criminal because the incompetent criminal is currently president of the United States.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying incompetent businessman because most of the people that I knew that I was talking to, they thought that it was a good idea to have somebody like Trump run for because he wasn't he wasn't a politician and he was a good businessman. And I'm like, no, he's incompetent as shit. Anybody that bankrupts a fucking casino, and I think he bankrupted two, at least one, is not a competent businessman. He over leveraged a casino so much that it folded. That's an incompetent businessman. He went bankrupt 6 times. That's money that taxpayers had to pay out to basically protect the funds from the other places that he fucked over financially. He's an incompetent businessman. So would I prefer the competent criminal? Fuck yeah. But Kasich, on the other hand, he didn't have a stellar record either. It wasn't bad, but he didn't have a stellar record. But his politics were more moderate, except for his leanings when it came to abortion. But that abortion thing that he stood on, that would have been if he'd have got the nod and ran against Clinton and even got elected, that would have been an uphill climb for him. Because even he would have held to jurisprudence and to Supreme Court precedents. Trump is just especially now, especially after that whole Supreme Court ruling that happened with Trump and this whole, oh yeah, the president has all this kind of like legal, immunity kind of shit. They're testing that. They're doing it all the time. They're pushing that constantly. They're pushing to see how far that can go. And the thing is that when
they're not just pushing that, they're like purging people too at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyone that stands up to him gets fired.
And the best thing about it is that when it passed, the Democrats didn't play it. It got passed and they didn't play on it.
Yeah,
That was the pathetic
it's so
thing about the
stupid.
Biden. That was the pathetic thing about the Biden administration. As soon as it passed, he should have just been hammering shit. Especially when he knew he wasn't going to run another 4 years. Just start throwing shit and see how
Yeah.
far that presidential immunity thing can go. And he didn't do it.
I don't understand what happened either.
Yeah, I have no idea. My brother and I talked about that because my brother's more political savvy than I am. But it was ridiculous. I was like, push that shit. They gave it to you. Push that shit. Push it as far as you can. What's the worst that can happen? You're 80 years old. There's this presidential immunity thing that's just been passed. Push that shit. Trump hasn't been caught on anything. 34 felony counts. He hasn't spent a lick of time in jail for 34 counts. He's literally a convicted under civil court
You're
for sexual assault.
ex-military. Don't you think some of the dudes that are like in there should like come out and start speaking to the public openly? They should just quit.
Missing Mod, you need to go away. You had to stop your live stream. Go away.
Yeah, why'd you stop your live stream? I thought you had to go to Taco Stream.
Sorry, it's easy. It's too easy, Missing Mod. What were you saying? I'm sorry, boss. I'm
Oh, I was
I'm
saying
sorry.
I thought she had to go to Taco Stream.
No, but you were saying before that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. But what I have to, unfortunately, the dog here needs a walk. But I will come back when I'm done walking her. How about that?
Okay. Yeah.
She was like, I need more than just outside.
Is she giving you that sorrowful look?
Yeah. And she
Yeah,
had to go
but
to the vet the other day, and so I'm like, okay, yeah, you probably need another walk. So
Jay's Jay's being a perfect gentleman, but the stream just started. I'm always a gentleman. I'm always frank and earnest.
no,
Frank
I
and
do.
I'm always
I
frank
do
and earnest.
appreciate it.
I'm always.
Uh,
Oh yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
I feel this. I think I feel the same way as you do with what the hell's going on. It feels like there's um, what he wanted to do years ago is actually happening now. You know, to me, I look at Trump's who he looks up to, and he clearly looks up to other dictators. And that,
Well, he doesn't look. I don't think he looks up to them so much as that he looks to them as to how to emulate them. Because
right,
he sees
that's what I meant.
because there's something there's something there that he wants to add to his brand.
Mhm.
And I think he's playing with it. And I think that since you've got guys like Stephen Miller that are, within his advisory sphere there, I think he's like the devil whispering in his ear. If you got the angel and the devil, I think Stephen Miller is that devil that's on the one shoulder and he's just crushing the angel on the other one. And he's just
Yeah.
constantly telling, let's just push this. We've already got this, right? Because Stephen Miller learned some of that stuff from he picked up from some of that stuff from like Roger Stone. And be glad it's not Roger Stone because that legal breadth that the Supreme Court gave him, I kept telling my wife, I was like, that was granted. They're going to keep and my wife's like, they just keep doing this stuff. I said, they're going to keep doing it because of the Supreme Court ruling. They're pushing it as far as they can. And the worst, like I said, the worst thing that happened was when it got passed under the Biden administration, and the Biden administration never did anything with it. They did nothing with it at all. They wanted
They
to
could
stand
have
on.
restricted. They could have restricted all sorts of they could have put in all sorts of shit.
Yeah, they wanted to stand on principle. I'm like, standing on principle isn't going to get you anywhere when the Supreme Court isn't standing on principle.
Yeah, they're bought and paid for. Hello.
They're doing whatever they can to get this guy back into office or to allow someone like him back into office to have this kind of executive power, this kind of executive overreach that will allow them to do these kind of things without checks, without balances.
Mm-hmm.
So use it. and use it to install those checks and balances in a way that only a dictator could. Either way, you're going to create new legal precedents that's going to convolute the courts.
Well, I've heard him like quotes of him saying that he was like, "Oh wow, I love how the people treat you as their leader in North Korea." And my thought was like, "Oh boy," because I know how Koreans are very culturally sensitive to like respect and everything and like respecting your elders, and there's lots of bowing and there's lots of etiquette to drinking and even eating and things like that. But that it's like part of their culture. It's and he just wants to be like, no, you should do this out of fiat, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
disturbing.
Yep. But it is what it is. But yeah, I thought Jill might show up. I put that link out there, and he didn't. I'll put the link.
Who's the coward now, Jill?
Nah, he's not going
You,
to come in here.
you really think Jill's going to join here?
Yeah, right.
That's
dude.
not going to happen.
Yeah, but I am kind of curious though, because he said something about racism, which was very interesting because he was talking about two different types of definition for racism, and then he seemed to be inferring a third, like one that was
Oh,
posited. So there's two
he's
definitions of racism, and then there's a third one that was pushed by by the liberals. And so now I really want. So what I was trying to ask, but Aiden was like jilling Jill. I wanted to ask him, give me the three, or at least
Well,
the two. If it wasn't three, give me the two. And if it is three, give me the three
right.
that is
he's
actually racism, and then
I
go
mean, all
from
he
there.
was demonstrating is he doesn't understand how words work. Like,
Well, it's not that he doesn't understand how words work. He doesn't understand. Like he kept saying, well, that's a weak, like
he
when I
doesn't
said something
understand.
about,
Period.
like when I said something about, I said something about JLP saying something about black people not being normal. I saw this clip and he said, well, that's a misrepresentation of his argument. That's not an argument. That's a claim. Right. And then people started talking over before I could clarify. And I think I got a call and or something happened and I didn't bother to even reiterate. But the problem is that he pushed that like it was a bad argument or it was a misrepresentation of his argument. I was like, no, it was his claim. Now, if you want to present his argument, and what I was going to ask Jill is, if you want to present his argument for why it is that black people aren't normal, I'm all ears. But
yeah,
what
right.
I heard in that short clip was he told another black man that black people aren't normal. And he said, well, they're just people. They're just humans. They're just human beings. And then he said, no, they're not. They're not normal. So he
Yep.
doubled down. So I would like to hear that argument.
I
But
mean,
Jill tried to say, oh, you're misrepresenting the argument. No, I'm not. I just reiterated his claim. Fuck off.
it's hey, look, it's in the context. He can't reiterate it, but it's in there somewhere.
Exactly. Exactly.
By the way, Jill apparently is on
Into white
Knox
cougars.
show at the moment.
He's on
All right.
Knox show?
I better
Yeah.
watch. I better walk the Muppet here.
Yeah, I
I'll be
better
back.
Yeah, I know. Missing
Walk
Mod
the
said
Muppet.
you need an old white lady to have Jill on. So I said he's into white cougars these days.
Missing Mud. I hate to ask because I know it's not gentlemanly to ask a lady, but I am curious. Are you around? Let me just ask you this: Is your generation? Are you of the generation that was born of the '70s?
She just celebrated her 40th birthday.
She
And-
just
and-
celebrated her 40th.
Yes,
Oh
not
shit!
too
she's
long
still,
ago.
Oh, she's still a kid.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was a shitty thing to do from Jill saying that he
I just
only
turned
talked
40.
to her because she was older.
She's the same age as my little brother.
Same here.
You're 40?
I'm 45.
Oh, you're 45? Oh, okay.
Yeah, my little brother's 40.
Mm.
He's 5 years younger than me to the day.
Oh, you guys have the same birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's some interesting timing.
Yeah, it must be some holiday or something, huh?
Missing Mud goes, oh, little brother. No, not really. There's five of us, Missing Mud. There's five of us. Five hungry little mouths to feed with
Oh,
middle class parents.
5 of you, and we only
And
know
all-
2?
And all of us are lucky that there are only 2 that have found YouTube.
Yeah. Oh no, the other no. Well, to be fair, the two females, they're the more vicious of the species.
Yeah, but they're not on YouTube.
Well, they watch YouTube, but they're not on YouTube. No.
That's
No
what
one.
I said.
No. Yeah, but no one wants to argue with my little sister. No one.
I don't doubt that.
Now we need
If
your
they-
little sister on YouTube.
No one. No, she would no. It would cause her problems.
It could cause
does
her
not.
problems.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
then-
leaving now for real. I'll be
Okay.
back in a few.
Yep.
Catch you later. I seem to have pissed someone off on YouTube as well. About the definition of atheism.
I mean, if people think my brother and I are argumentative, they have not met our sisters. They will argue everything.
Not a bad thing.
No, but they will argue everything.
It makes for interesting conversation.
My little sister has the reading unofficially has the my wife when she was a college student she was doing testing and stuff and she tested my reading level and my reading level came out at like when because Jill said well yeah if you got like a 5th grade reading level my reading level this was unofficial but my reading level came out based on this test at a master's and my little sister's came out at PhD. So, yeah, and just to let you know, when I was doing papers at when I was going to community college, guess who proofread my shit? My sister.
Your sister.
Guess who got 4.0s on their papers? This guy.
Well, worked.
Yeah, Maya's like, bring her on. No, she's kind of a misanthrope, Maya.
Jay has enough problems with his wife when he's on YouTube. He can't have 2 women bossing him around.
Oh, I don't see my sister as a woman. That's my sister. Sorry.
Damn.
That's not a woman. That's my sister. There's different.
That's harsh. That is
Yep.
harsh.
Yeah, my sisters are brutal. Both of them can be very brutal.
As opposed to you.
Oh, I'm the dumb one of the family. I'm the retard of the group.
Well, you
Out of
said
the
it.
five of it,
I did.
out of the 5 of us kids, I'm the R word of the family. Yeah. I'm the intellectual midget.
You know Jill's going to clip this, right?
Probably.
Just saying.
I don't have a problem with it. No, I'm the intellectual midget of the family. All of them
Well-
are smarter than me. So, yeah, that's why I joined the infantry. I didn't think I was good enough to do anything but hump weight, run a lot, and shoot shit and blow stuff up.
And dig holes.
Yeah, I did that. I did a fair. Ugh, don't remind me of it. God, that's.
I only had to dig one. It was
Oh,
in,
I was
in
so-
training.
Huh?
I said I only had to dig one, and that was during my initial training.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
never
I
again.
Yeah, I only dug 2 hasties. Luckily, every time I was out in the field, we had Army Corps of Engineers out there to dig our, like, I think we had, yeah, because we had to do, that was still a pain. We had for our mortar pits, we had 120s, and the Army Corps of Engineers came out, and they dug our, dug the holes for our 120 mortar pits, but we had to finish them off. And then come to find out they weren't quite big enough. We couldn't get the bipod legs for the mortar systems out far enough. So that was fun. That was always good.
Dutch Army and American Army are so different.
Huh?
I said Dutch Army and American Army are so different.
In what sense? In what sense? In where?
So we had to learn how to dig a foxhole, right? And
Yeah,
then
I
in the middle of
how
the
to do
night, they sounded some kind of alarm. And then it was, we were told that if that happens, you run outside and you jump in your foxhole.
Yeah.
But I don't hear that well when I'm asleep. In fact, I don't hear a thing.
Oh, you're like my buddy
So-
Pena. A ranger instructor
and
shot
I-
off an M249 next to his head.
Yeah, and I was teamed up with a guy who had the same affliction. So at some point they sounded the alarm, and the only 2 people not in their foxholes was me and the guy that was sleeping in my tent.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
tried
sleep
they
up.
tried an exercise hand grenade next to our heads. Even that didn't work. Then they ripped the entire tent off of us and kicked us and started shouting at us. And yeah, the next day, everyone was mad at us because it was really, really cold. It was freezing.
Uh-huh.
And everyone else had to stay in their foxholes until we were there too. That took a while.
Yeah.
So we weren't popular. I'm not going to let the bird talk. The bird needs to shut up and sleep. Sleep. Shut up, bird. There you go. Damn. It's
Yeah,
1:40
luckily-
a.m.
Luckily,
I'm
luckily I was up.
I'm, it's my luck to have a nocturnal parrot,
Mm-hmm.
and they're only supposed to be 2.
Let the bird talk.
Yeah,
Infantry is really brave. No, infantry is not really brave. Infantry is really stupid. I mean, infantry literally, if I remember correctly, it stands for child soldier. It's the reason why the cords are baby blue.
say again. What?
Infantry, the blue cords that we get, the blue cords that we get when we're in the in infantry, in the Army infantry, on our Class A's and our formal dress uniform, we get an infantry cord, a blue cord, and that signifies infantry. It's because it's baby blue. Because
Okay.
infantry is child soldier.
I see. You should have seen the Dutch military. But we had a U.S. squadron on the barracks where I was positioned.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is that I was infantry. I was 11 Charlie, so I was mortars. So the average lifespan of an 11 Charlie in active war was 9 seconds. The average lifespan of an infantry soldier, 11 Bravo, a standard infantryman soldier, about 3 to 5. Because we dealt with mortars. We were always,
and
we
I
were
was-
normally. But the thing
And I
is
was,
I was 80. I was 80
medic.
once. Oh, you were a medic? Yeah. So medic is
Yeah.
medic is relative because you can be a medic. You can be a medic in the rear. You could be a line medic, like we had when I was in the military. We had line medics, and then we had medics that were in the rear. They were at the top and stuff like that. So
I ran the pharmacy and the supplies, so I was way in the back.
Yeah, you were a REMF. What we call a REMF when I was in the army, a rear echelon motherfucker.
We were in heated cabins when everyone else was
Yeah,
out there
I
in the
know.
snow.
Yeah, I was attached to headquarters company for a short time when I was in the army. I saw how those guys lived.
Yeah.
I felt bad.
And we also had the liquor for the officers' mess.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep, you guys got the better food, the better rats, the better everything. Guys on the line always got cold.
and lots and lots of alcohol.
Yeah, we didn't know alcohol. Alcohol was banned for us.
Oh,
No.
this was for the officers' mess.
Yeah, for no, our officers weren't even allowed to have alcohol in the rear.
Oh,
That's not saying that they. That's not saying that they didn't have some. I mean, we did have alcoholics when I was in, but that wasn't permitted. If it's permitted, that's one thing. If it was done, it's another.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. I mean, I knew a couple guys that were on cocaine, but don't ask me how they got it. I have no idea, but that was the rumor.
That couldn't that hard. At least not.
Yeah, but I'm really kind of curious why missing mod has such reverence for veterans. I am very kind of curious about that. Because for me, I take it for granted. I mean, I'm a veteran. My dad's a veteran. Technically, I guess my sister now is a veteran. My older sister, which I don't even know how. I won't even get into that one. But yeah, because my dad served for 20 plus years. He was an acting command sergeant major in the National Guard when I was a E4 in the National Guard.
According to Missing Mod, I'm the satanic elite. So let me
all the Dutch are the satanic. All the Dutch are the satanic.
Yeah,
elite.
well, no, I need to change for that. So there we go. Now I'm the satanic.
Well, you
elite.
seem still to have your feelings intact. My feelings, and I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I never served in a combat zone. I was never in a combat zone. Don't ask me how I lucked out. I never got to a combat zone. I was at Fort Drum from 97 to 01. I got out in January of 01, way before 9/11. Joined the National Guard, so I never got recalled from inactive reserve. And then went to Sinai for like 6 months. Did that shit, and then that was it. Never went to active duty. Or well, I mean active duty, yeah, but never went to a combat zone. Never had so much as a shot fired. Well, I did have, I mean, technically I had shots fired over my head during AIT, crawling under an M60 under barbed wire, but that was for training. And they say it was live rounds. I don't think they were actually firing live rounds. I think they were just firing blanks.
I was asked if I wanted to go into the combat zone, and I could have made a whole lot of money if I had.
They asked
yes,
you? They asked you?
Yes.
That
was voluntary.
Really?
Back then, yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
We could go to.
They didn't ask us. They didn't ask us anything.
Yeah, we could go to the Sinai. Back in the 80s, there was shit going on there. So.
Oh, in the Sinai? Yeah, that's when the Camp David. That's when that whole Camp David Accord was getting his Camp David Treaty was getting signed, and the MFO, the Multinational Force and Observers, was getting done. That's probably what they were asking you about. I was there.
No. That it was a combat zone.
Part of it. Well, yeah, at one point it was, and then it changed. At the time I was there, the only time it really counted as being in a combat zone is if you were on the waters of the Red Sea. But where we were at in the Red Sea, being on our posts and stuff like that, just kind of observing, we weren't considered in a combat zone. That had changed
Well,
over the years. So you're probably right. It was probably a combat zone when it was happening in the 80s when you were around, but not when I was there. Because I didn't get combat pay.
well, missing mod, guys that go to war don't receive any care when they come back. I think that's the biggest problem. That's what pisses me off whenever
well,
I
I know.
hear thank you for your service, and then thinking there are a whole lot of people who were in the service and are now struggling, and they're basically left to die and for themselves.
Yeah, I never went to war. The worst,
No, but
the worst shit I had to experience was just the stupidity and the hazing that I got from my peers. So, being a fundamentalist, evangelical Christian, homeschooler, about being as physically apt as a fucking, turd on a sandwich. Yeah, I got my fair share of abuse.
You're
biggest
going
problem
to turn on. Hold on, you're going to turn on missing mod when you said fundamentalist Christian and you were in the army.
Yeah.
Missing mod is going to fall in love with you soon.
Well, that's that part of what kind of got me out of it. That background.
Mm-hmm.
Not completely though. I mean, I stayed a Christian for many, many years after that, but it sure as hell took some of the emotional investment out of it.
So who was out first, you or Jeff?
What do you mean out? What do you mean?
Of fundamentalist Christianity.
Jeff deconstructed before I did. And then come to find out our little sister had actually I think she had actually deconstructed before he did. He just didn't know about it.
You did say he was the smart one, right?
I did. No, I said I was the stupid out of all of us. There's 5
Yeah,
of
but
us,
she was the
and I said
smartest one.
I didn't say she was the smartest one, but I did say she's got a PhD reading level, unofficially.
Okay.
But yeah, I think she deconstructed before any of us did. But she kept it to herself. She never said anything. And then he deconstructed sometime in his mid 20s, mid to late 20s, and then I didn't deconstruct until my late 30s or mid to late 30s. I still kind of held on to it for a long time, even though we did have some very interesting conversations.
I see.
It never caused any animosity.
Whenever I talk to theists, that's the only blind spot that I have, that I was never a believer. There are things that I can't relate to.
What's that? You were never a believer? Yeah, like Simus. Yeah, Simus, when I talked to Simus Funk was never a believer.
No, I said when I'm talking to theists, I have that blind spot because I don't know what it would be like being a believer.
Yeah, that's why I was telling you, because as a former theist, when I talked to Simus Funk, he was never a believer.
No.
So he kind of has that same blind spot that you do, because he was never a believer.
Yeah, that's why I started inviting co-hosts on my channel who have been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we were never true Christians. If you stop being a believer, then you were never a true Christian. Well,
obviously.
to some, it's like, if you talk to Tommy, I'm blanking on his username, but he goes by Tommy. He's kind of a Christian universalist. He holds that, and several others do that. If you are saved, even when you were a Christian, you're always saved. So it doesn't matter if you're an atheist now or a non-believer now. Once saved, always saved.
Yeah. Yeah, that was what I was thinking
But
about.
they also
the
hold
other
the
day
kind of
when
or universalist kind of doctrine.
Yeah, but I'm in an existential crisis right now because apparently now I'm not who I am anymore. I just pissed someone off about the definition of atheism.
If you are, wait, BS, missing one says BS was a Christian too once. I say if you are a DE convert, you are not a real atheist. A DE, what's a DE convert?
A deconvert. You deconverted
Oh,
from
a
Christianity.
deconverted? Oh, well, that's an interesting claim.
I mean, missing mod is a closeted.
I mean, they call it deconverted or deconstruction. You deconstruct from the faith. Yeah, I don't have a problem. I can call it a conversion. You convert from one to the other, but it's all based on your epistemic position. Your epistemic position was justified in one particular sense, and then as you grew up, as you kind of went along and you learned new things, you kind of learned that your justifications for why it is that you believed X to be the case started to kind of fall away, and then all of a sudden they drop away, and you try to find a binary of yay or nay. Sometimes you can't find a binary, yay or nay, and sometimes you're just stuck with. I think that's where a new atheism kind of fell in, because it kind of fell into the position that people were of an epistemic position. They couldn't say yes or no. So they came up with the term lack theist, or defined atheism as a lack of belief, instead of holding to the harder definition, I guess, that well, atheism is the position where you actually hold that there are no gods. And it's like, yeah, that's
your approach to this is far too intelligent. The only thing I said is he said that atheists never back up the claims they make, and they have burden of proof. So all I did was type in his comments, "I'm an atheist. What claims did I make?" And then he started listing all these claims.
Who's this again?
Let me check.
Hey, hon.
Still.
Yeah, I'm doing a
lot. A guy called Kevin Berger, and he doesn't want to say what he is. He is a theist, but
Kevin Berger. Yeah, I watched those videos. I was actually going to do that as a live stream. I found one of those, and he was talking about because apparently he's got a real, apparently Matt Dillahunty is living in that guy's head like rent free right now. But
on Raw too.
Yeah, and Aaron Raw. And I watched one of his videos, and it seemed that he was engaging in a little bit of identity politics, and I just kind of took it as it wasn't for me. It wasn't worth even really addressing. It's just to me it's a non-argument. You still have to deal with the fact that you're dealing with at the end of anything, regardless of titles, regardless of atheism, agnosticism, whatever word you want to use to identify your epistemic state. I've done this before in conversations too, where somebody goes, "Are you an atheist?" And I say, and what I'll do now is I'll say, yeah, I guess. And if they go, "Well, what do you mean you're an atheist?" I said, "Okay, well," it depends, because I've had people challenge me on it. And they've said, well, and, I go, well, I have a justification that I hold that I know that there are God concepts. I know of these God concepts, but I don't know of any of these God concepts being in any way used in relation to anything that is actual. So they don't relate to anything actual. And when I do that, that becomes problematic to them. And they go, "Well, you're an agnostic." And I go, Cool. Does it matter? And they go, which are you, an atheist or an agnostic? And then I go, I'm apparently not convinced, right, of any entities like God or gods being necessary for anything, right? I just stated it in my justification. I hold these things to be known as conceptual things, but not these concepts not holding to anything actual in any way. Yeah. Okay. So what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? And then they'll insist, well, what do you want to do? Are you an atheist or an agnostic? I said, I'm not interested in the identity politics.
I am honestly, I didn't get all of that because how we were talking about Dutch ovens on Missing Mods channel. My dog just let one rip, and I thought I was going to die. Damn.
What are you feeding your dog?
Oh,
Stop giving them dead birds. Hey, when your bird of prey kills something, don't give it to your dog. They'll fart like that.
No, that's not it. You see, even the bird woke up.
Yeah, it's because it's methane. That's harmful
Bird
to a
sitting
bird.
there. Damn, what's this? Did the dog die? No, the dog didn't die. The dog's still alive. You see, he's moving.
That's some stellar gas.
Oh man.
Might want to give that dog some oregano. Majorum.
Well, I can't change his food because now I can still blame him whenever I
But yeah, so yeah, that's my epistemic position. That's all I've got. So, other than the dog stories.
Yeah. I'm curious what this guy is going to do because I've asked him what my position was and now he just wrote.
I don't even. I don't even know why you want to even argue it. I don't. Yeah, he wrote a book on it.
I'm not going to argue with him. I'm going to troll him, and I'm going to figure out how long it takes for him to figure out that I'm trolling him.
No, okay. Well, if you want to do that, yeah, I thought about.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to come on people's channel because they can mute him. He's kind of a Darth Dawkins type. He needs to be in charge of the mute button, I think.
Yeah, but he seems to be the argument. At least the video that I saw from him, which was from several days ago or last week, seemed to be more of a pedantic one. He seemed to basically want to say, "Oh, well, this is what atheism means." So, and essentially, I was getting the insinuation from him that if you're going to identify as an atheist, therefore you need to basically find a way to justify your epistemic position according to blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, that's the exact same thing that Steve McRae was doing, and it got Steve McRae nowhere. It didn't do Steve McRae any good, so I don't know why he's trying to push it.
Yeah,
Steve McRae used to think Steve McRae held to the idea of agnosticism and then held that atheism was the harder burden. Which I don't know why, since atheism went to a belief position and agnosticism went to a knowledge position. And epistemically, how he parsed it. But then again, Steve McRae thought that if you give somebody a valid syllogism, it must therefore be true. Because Steve McRae was kind of a dingbat like that. Like, I just gave you a valid syllogism, so it must be true. No, valid syllogisms do not necessarily lend veracity to anything. And he just seems to be kind of continuing on that route. And I just kind of looked at it and went, you're just basically trying to do like some kind of weird identity politics. Like, oh, well, okay, if you're going to identify as, be careful about identifying as an atheist. Okay, what do you want me to identify as? When it comes to a god or gods and somebody says, hey, do you think a god or gods exists? And I go, yeah, no, I don't think so. All right, so are you an atheist or an agnostic? What should I identify as? I just gave you an answer. I don't think they do. What do you mean you don't think they do? Can you show one?
Well, that depends. It depends on the God. I mean, for the Jewish, the Christian, and the Muslim God, I'm a Gnostic atheist.
Well, imagine Well, no, but imagine somebody just positing one and then giving you the definitions and then just laying out the concepts. That's all they have to do. Just imagine them. They say there. So the first thing that you have to understand is that whenever it comes down to the idea of like when somebody says there is a God that exists, the first thing isn't to say, and they go, "Do you believe me or not?" The first thing to say isn't yes or no. The first thing to actually ask is to say, "What is it?" Now, most of the time we take this for granted because most of us have some kind of idea of God or God concepts that are going around, right? Islam, Judaism, Christianity, paganism. We got all sorts of, understand, or at least vague ideas of Greek and Roman and Egyptian gods, right? But the real trick is that if the person is saying, yeah, I believe that there's a God, and they go, do you? The real question to ask afterward is to say, well, I don't know. How do you define it? What is it? And if they go, well, you know what it is. Do I? Can I read your fucking mind? You're the one telling me something about a God existing. Tell me what you mean when you give me this abstract label of what a God is. And all that
Mhm.
goes along with that abstract label. The concept, all the labels, all the attributes and everything that goes along with this thing. And then when they
Yeah,
start
but
bringing
so
it out, once they start flushing it out, then you can kind of go, okay, here we go. That's
what
really the
pisses me
only way you
off
can really counter it.
in people like this is if you approach a Christian and you tell them what they believe, they get angry because you don't know what I
Not always.
believe, and you need.
Well, not always. Not always. What the problem is that you're dealing with sometimes you're dealing with people who don't really understand that they're dealing kind of like in an infantile. They think that it just exists. So the fact that you just can't believe it is just completely out of their wheelhouse. It's like, oh my God, how can you not believe this? I mean, like if your arm was broken and I told you, hey, motherfucker, your arm is broken, and you go, no, my arm's not broken. That's what they think in their head. That's kind of the
Mhm.
epistemic state that's happening within these.
No,
They
but
are not. They're not being disingenuous. They hold to it.
no,
Oh,
but
just
what I'm
just
trying to say is, if you talk to a Christian, let's say you're talking to a Baptist, and you're confronting them with a Catholic doctrine, they get mad
mhm,
because that's not what they believe. But in the
correct.
meanwhile, they will tell you what you, as an atheist, what your beliefs are. And that's the thing that pisses me off.
Yeah,
If you want to
that's
know
what I was.
what I do or do not believe, ask me.
Ask me. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Pause that for a
because
second. I've got to go drain the main vein. I'm going to burst. I have to step away.
you're going to
And
leave this whole thing in my hands. And you
you're
think
a,
that's
you're in a,
wise.
you're an attention whore. You can figure it out. I'll be right back. It's only a number one.
I'm I'm not I'm not an attention whore. If I was an attention whore, I would do more shows. I have done less shows in the past year than you have. I'm on someone else's show most of the time. No, I'm not going to make this triple X missing mod. Come on. Why would I do that? And see, this is the first thing that this was my problem in school. When I went to junior high or high school, whatever you want to call it, my parents got a visit from one of the teachers, and her first question was, "Do you talk about sex a lot in your house?" Not kidding. I just like making jokes. And that particular teacher, he didn't like it. But still in my memory because of something that Kent Hoven's really fond of. That's whale penises. She got to hold one up during a talk that another teacher gave. And he pointed out that that was actually a whale penis, dropped it, and nearly broke it. Good memories. Imagine a lot of 13-year-old boys watching their English teacher, this is the English teacher too, hold up a whale penis and then being told you're holding up a penis. When you're 13, that's a whole lot of fun. But anyway. How do I make this XXX missing mod? No, come on, help me out. Because I don't even know what to do. We're talking about magic? Well, hey, missing mod. If my show is the missing mod show, how come I don't have a seat on your StreamYard? Explain that to me. I want a seat on your StreamYard. And knowing that you hate taking it away, I really want a seat on your StreamYard. And I know you have a free seat. No, I don't. Why would I kick you out? I've never done anything like that. I overtalk, but I mean, if you're not there, who's there to overtalk? What are you and Geo Sam fighting about? Yeah, oh, I see it. Missing mod, we don't think something made itself. You know that we don't think that. I've explained that to you. Think about the world had a... Now you got it right. Christians think the world had a creator. We don't. That's actually 100% accurate. The world didn't have a creator. Oh man, they're fighting. They're really fighting now.
Okay, I'm back.
He isn't paying me rent.
What's going on? What's going on with the?
He's paying me.
What's going on? Wait, is missing mod blowing up the whole straw man argument that we believe everything came from nothing thing?
No. She said we create everything created itself. Oh, hey.
Well, we don't know. We don't know that
Simon's fun.
We don't know
how was it? How was missing mod on your show? I haven't watched it yet. How did that go?
We don't. The answer is missing mod is why would you assume that the reality that we all seem to be sharing in is created? So that's the first thing you have to ask yourself. Why is it that reality or the world, because remember, it can't be just the world, depending on how you conceptualize this entity. If the entity is defined as the necessary precondition that instantiates and sustains all of reality, then you have to ask yourself is, why would you assume that all of reality is instantiated by something? Is it possible that reality could just be what it is as the necessary entity? Not a necessary entity as a mind, but just a necessary set of states that just always have been and then bring about whatever. Are you still there? Can anybody hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. I need to do modding shit. There you go.
Don't.
I must.
Oh. Simon's coming in.
And, missing mod, come in here too. Let's have a chat.
Okay.
And missing mod, come in here too. And missing mod, come in here too. Let's have a chat. And missing mod, come in here too. Let's have a chat. And missing mod, come in here too. Let's have a chat. And missing mod, come in here too. Let's have a chat.
Well, she may not be able to since she ended her live stream. She may be in a position where she's actually like sharing her time on this live and maybe Breakfast Tacos is live and that's all she can do. So she may not be able to actually come in.
Of course, she can come in.
Maybe
you just
not.
quit one stream and hop on the other. That's how it works.
Well, no, but
Really
she might
easy.
just be participating in live chats. She may not be able to actually participate on any panels.
I don't think she's on tacos at the moment. She's far too active.
Well, I know
here.
I've had it where I'll be sitting at home, I'll be doing stuff, my wife will be watching shows, and I'll be like, okay, I'm not joining any panels, I'll just stay on live chats. So that's
What do you mean? She said that I'd join if I could. You can. All you need to do is click the link. You know how it works.
oh, she said she would join if she could. Oh, well then that's different. Okay. Never mind.
Just put
We
the
got
dog
into a
outside.
conversation. We got into a conversation one time, Missing Mud, because she said something about she didn't like the idea that human beings. She seemed to not like the idea of equating human beings to animals, and I thought it was kind of interesting that a person would
That's-
not like the idea that human beings are animals. And I'm like, well, technically, taxonomically, we are animals. We're
Biblically, we are too. According to the Bible, God says that we are but animals. So if we're not, then the Bible's wrong.
I mean, we are. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that time when I got asked by Praise if I believed that we were related to strawberries, and then I told him, well, is everything a creation of God? And he said, well, that's not what I mean. I said, no, answer the question. Is everything, do you hold that we're all creations of of God? And he said, yeah. And I said, then we're all related.
Yeah.
We're all
that's
related
right.
in the sense that we're all creation. We are all creation. Whether or not how we itemize it, no matter how we categorize it, it doesn't matter. We're all creation. It's called the creature creator. It's called the creature creator distinction.
You're giving me very bad flashbacks now.
Darth Dawkins.
Mm-hmm.
Darth Dawkins didn't come up with that. Somebody else did, long before him.
Timus, I just put the link in. Just scroll up in chat a little. Right under where you asked for the link, I put in the link.
Animals are way smarter than humans. It's insulting to animals. Well, not necessarily.
He said, hold on. Simon said, dumbass, check backstage.
Yeah, he's right here. Yeah, I just got back to my computer. He's right here. That's very English of him to call a Dutchman dumbass.
Oh my god.
He was draining the lizard, Simon.
Oh dear.
No, actually,
Usually he takes his phone with him.
You could see private chat, Peter. Don't give me that shit.
I can see it, but I have something over top of it, so I can't actually see it.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. So, Jill, what's the classic Jillism from today's hangout? Last time it was fascists and liberals.
Oh, it was racism. Well, the last Jillism was that racism has two definitions, and then I think he was insinuating that there was a third that was constructed by the Democrats. Possibly,
Good.
I may have missed something. I'm just.
Oh dear.
Either way, it was there, and
he wanted to know what a woman was.
Did he give you even one of the definitions, or
no, I couldn't get it. Aiden was jilling. Aiden was too busy jilling Jill to even get anything in, and Maud was sitting there. Her head was like, I could actually feel Missing Maud's blood pressure go up, just like.
That's the problem with those. That's the problem with the young'uns. They don't understand what just the tip means.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ended with there's one secret that has been lifted today, Simus, that you're not aware of,
Okay.
because you know Jill doesn't talk to women, right?
Normally, yeah.
But he talks to Missing Maud.
Yeah,
He
but
even
this
goes
is
on her
the whole
shows.
thing. No, he's
Did
changed
you
this a
know?
long
Did you
time.
Wow.
did you know why he goes on Missing Maud's show? Because she's
Well-
old.
What?
Huh?
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Oh
Yes.
my goodness. Well, that is. I mean, apart from being like factually incorrect as usual, we expect that from Jill. Factually correct is not something you could talk to Jill for. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I suppose old could be defined as young by Jill.
This is gonna go off. There's a sweet Simon. That's contradictory just right there. There's our sweet Simus. He's gonna fuck these assholes up.
Oh dear. I always play just the tip. God, believe me, that's all I need.
Not me. Like Missing Mod said on her channel, man, that guy just tries to gut you fast.
Hello,
I went back.
Spooky.
I went back and found that because she said that she was having. You guys were on her channel, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I found out you're a twin." And I said, "I was on Breakfast Tacos," and she goes, "Found out you're a twin." I said, "Really? Who told you?" And then she goes, I don't know if I should tell you if they're going to get in trouble." And I said, "Oh, of course not." And I told Peter, I said in my head, I was thinking, yes, they are going to get in trouble.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck those bastards up.
but I found I found the part where you guys were like talking about us. That's why
Yeah,
I
somebody
brought
said
that up.
something, and I said, yeah, you know, Jeff's a twin, yeah. And then somebody went on about being identical, and I was like, really?
No,
'Cause
Yeah,
they
no,
don't
and
look, they
I-
don't look very similar in that respect. I mean, they're close,
no.
but
I
they look
thought
like
no,
brothers.
I thought-
but they don't look like.
I honestly thought that you were identical twins because I
No,
did
we're for-
recall one of
He'll tell
you
you that,
telling me
Peter.
that they one of them told me that they couldn't tell them apart at some point.
No, a lot. Well, we looked very much identical when we were younger, but we're fraternal, and a lot of even our own relatives had a hard time telling us apart. But no,
See,
we're
that's why I
fraternals.
assumed. That's why I assumed.
Yeah,
we were identical.
we are the product of two separate eggs being fertilized by two individual sperm.
When you said we were the product, I already had a joke, but I
I mean,
Exactly.
we used to tease them like when they were first on, like because we'd never seen them in the same room together. So that was a thing.
Well, I mean, Jeff and I were literally on the same panel one time, and SFB mod insisted that we
Yeah.
were the same person.
Safe, that's
so-
it. Yeah.
and Jeff was piss fucking drunk, just swearing at SFB mod, and I'm sitting there going, "Time out, Jeff. Time the fuck out, dude." And then,
Yeah.
and then it was like months later. He's like, "No, you're the very same fucking person. Don't you fucking like me, motherfucker?" I'm like, "Easy there, killer." This is amazing.
Oh,
I was like,
Mod's saying that she's got girls. She has twins, I would rather say, that are girls.
Are they fraternal twin girls?
How old are they, Mod? Because I know a pair of lovely twins, that are guys that need the fixing up, don't you?
If you go to my
What
yes,
are you?
if-
Who are you, Simus Kent Hovind? I mean,
Well-
wait, we've seen the twins. I've never seen them. Yes, just
Never
because
been in the
you
same room?
haven't seen them, we have seen the
we
twins.
need women.
Have you seen the twins? Have you? I didn't. Okay.
No, she goes, "Wait, we've seen the twins. I've never seen them." I think she's referring to my brother and me.
Ah,
And I'm
yes.
like, "Yes, we've could possibly mean weave, but not you."
Yeah, weave.
There could be a we there that doesn't include you as a part of that we.
Fair
No,
enough.
Oh yeah,
Are
she
they?
says her
You're
twins are
saying?
not
Are they?
identical.
Yes, they are identical, but they don't like to admit it.
I heard somewhere that fraternal twin males are actually the most rare.
Wow. Okay. I have no idea. You're talking
Yeah,
biology there. I can barely believe
yeah.
evolution.
They say out of the I'd heard somewhere that so the odds of having twins are like like normally it's like fraternal. You're more likely to have fraternal females, then you're more likely to have fraternal twins that it's a male and a female. And then identical twins are more likely to be two identical females, but fraternal males is actually more rare because of the XY chromosome thing.
He has two
Missing
sets
Mod
of
has
twins.
two
Talk
sets of
about
twins.
fucking greedy. Oh my goodness.
Oh boy, you really drew the she drew the freaking short straw.
Yeah. Was it IVF mod? Was it IVF? Tits? Is that a picture of tits you put in there?
She said boobs, guys. She said
She's
boobs.
talking. I
I
was
don't know
going
if
to say that. I refrained
boobs
from
are
that when she said my twins are
boobs
girls. I knew exactly what she meant.
boobs are not part of the reproductive system. I mean, they're essential for
Oh, I
conceiving. So,
see. I only have one set of twin children. I see. I
oh,
get that.
okay.
Yeah. She's got big tits. I get it. I get it now. I understand.
Spooky says she's knee deep in children.
Yeah.
Unlike my mom, who had 5 of us, she was balls deep, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And unlike the Duggars, well, that woman was drowning in them.
Ooh.
those quiverful people. God damn,
Yeah.
fucking mileage. It's not. It's not the age. It's
More
not the
cocks than
time. It's the
a
mileage.
rooster farmer.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
But the kids aren't the creepiest thing about the Duggars. It's that the wife has to sound like a child.
Yeah,
I
they
think
are
that's
grown.
the
They are
creepiest
grown now, so I'm great. I'm sure you are. Wait, so you're 40. How old are your kids? How old are your twins? Wait, are the twins the
I'm still trying to
the
I'm still trying to figure out. Hold on, Jay. I'm still trying to figure out when she said they are grown now. Is she talking about
they're
which
grown
set
now.
of twins? Which set of twins are we talking about here?
She's saying there's only. She said she's already clarified. There's only one set of twins.
Yeah, but the other set of twins was something else. Have those grown as well? I need more info.
No, they just live in the backyard. They're tied up to a clothesline.
Yeah.
They can run back and forth. They can dig. They can jump.
You're still not getting it. Okay.
Oh, I got it. I'm just refusing to laugh at it. Youngest is 16 and they don't live with me anymore. Oh, okay. So
Raises
wait,
more questions.
yeah, because the youngest is 16. So do you have 3 kids? One set of twins and then another one that's 16?
That's not really knee deep in kids. There need to be more.
My oldest is 22 and headed to prison, probably. Oh, well, that's always good. So wait a minute. You have a 22-year-old. So that means you had one possibly when you're 18. Then you had a set of twins, and then you have a youngest that's 16. So you have 4?
Yeah, four and 4 steps, she said. So the oldest is 22 and headed to prison. So the oldest one is taken after his mom?
I have 4 myself and 4 step. Oh my God, it's the Brady Bunch, only fucking worse. Eight fucking kids. Jesus Christ. So whoever your husband or ex-husband, okay. Yeah, Spooky Bear goes, I called it. more like his dad, but yeah. Oh, so the 22-year-old is
Does
a
take
is
after mom.
is a son and takes after the dad. Okay.
No,
Is,
also
is,
after the
is
mom. She confirmed before she said more like his dad,
wait,
but
no,
she
no, no.
confirmed
It
first
sounds like
confirmed. No, right above that.
it sounds like she had her first husband, who she had her 4 kids with, is a piece of shit. So that's why her 22-year-old son is probably headed to prison, like her
No,
first
no,
husband. But
no,
her second husband, who she has the 4 stepchildren with, is different.
no. That she said the first comment she said is, unfortunately, yes. When I said he takes after his mom, that was the first
Oh,
comment. The second was more like his dad.
oh, their dad
She
died.
did.
Oh, I'm sorry. So your first husband died? The father of your 4 kids passed away? And then you married again, and then the person that you married had 4 kids of their own? No, this isn't
Missing
boring
Maud's
me.
life. Missing,
We are boring.
missing,
We are boring
missing,
everyone.
missing
This is
Maud's
my-
life would make for a great TV show.
I was gonna say, she's like, we are boring everyone. No, this is my stream. We're not boring me. Okay, so yes, it seems I'm correct. Her first husband, who she had her 4 kids with, passed away, and now she's married to somebody else, and he has 4 kids that are not hers. Sounds right. In my guess.
He's never been married. I could have said that, but
Never been married, by the way. Oh, and then hides. Yeah, you should. Well, how can you say that they're your stepkids if you've never been married? They're not technically your stepchildren. They're
Oh,
just your
but you
boyfriend's
treat-
4 kids.
treat him like
The
that.
intrigue
think.
grows. Or was there a third thing that we're not understanding? But she said that she's never been married, so it's like, okay. No, I'm not picking on their marital situation in any way, shape, or form. Oh, so since she takes care of the brats, so she considers them stepchildren. Okay. I get it. You must live down south.
I think if Missing Maud was going to write a book, there'd be a lot of dead men in that book. A whole
I'm just saying
trail.
she must be a southerner. Missouri, maybe? Arkansas?
Florida.
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 Yeah, I know.
Florida.
Explains
Florida.
everything, doesn't it?
Florida.
Explains everything.
Florida.
I love the fact that I can do Missouri. I'm like, gracious, Missouri, Arkansas, and you go Florida. Yeah, well, I got to give it. She just said it, Florida.
Yeah.
She's proud of it. She's proud of it.
Yeah.
Tampa?
I mean, it's from a nice part in Florida, though.
Wait, Tampa? Is it the Tampa area?
No,
Please tell
no.
me it's not the Tampa
I think
area.
it's the swamps.
Sorry, come on.
I don't know though. I mean, I'm just joking.
We might just have fun with a very bad with a very bad
Orlando.
stereotype.
Yeah, she
Oh,
was.
Orlando. That was going to be my second guess. Definitely not Miami. That's way too bougie.
Oh dear.
Geosem says the dry part.
Is there a dry part in Miami?
There is
I
no
mean,
dry
Florida.
part. There is the panhandle's not even dry in Florida, for Christ's sake.
Gonna say you've only got to dig down 2 feet, haven't you?
And if people go, the panhandle, there's no panhandle in Florida. Oh, yes, there is. Way there at the northern tip, right there at the northern edge. Boop. Florida. Oh, that would explain the irreverent.
I
religious
always thought she was
behavior.
from Texas, being so polite. I thought, oh, she's a Texan. Yeah.
No, she's just a Floridian that was raised with manners.
Yeah, that's why she had children at 16. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to
I
laugh
don't
at that,
know.
but that was.
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know.
but that was perfect. That was perfectly timed. As soon as I said that, and you go, "Yeah, that's why she had children at 16." I was like, "This is turning into fucking Monty Python all of a sudden." By the way, if you guys have never seen some of the classic Monty Python shit, you should really watch that stuff. That stuff is hilarious.
Some of it is extremely funny.
She goes, laugh all you want.
Updated,
What the fuck?
updated.
What the fuck? It's life. I didn't ask for it. Exactly. You didn't.
You didn't
Your
ask
parent-
for it. You're kidding. Do you know that's illegal, Mod? If you didn't ask for it.
That's nice. That's a nice Jimmy Carr thing. You know, if you didn't ask for those kids, that's illegal. Well, no woman actually asks for their kids. They can have the sex and not necessarily choose the kids. But
Yeah, no.
Just
I
established
might be.
that,
I might be that might be TMI.
Well, we're all mentally ill one way or another.
and we just established that women can't climax.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and I'm old.
I
Yeah,
beg your pardon?
40. I'm sorry to
Yeah,
say. I remember.
so Jill brought up Jesse Lee Peterson, so I played a few
Oh.
Jesse Lee Peterson clips. One of them
Yeah.
was that women can't climax.
Actually,
And
he,
if women climax, they're actually turning into men, according
Actually-
to JesseLee Peterson.
actually, Peter. To be fair,
Wow, I've been
brought
out
up-
with a lot of men then.
I brought up Jesse Lee Peterson.
Oh,
Okay.
did you? Okay.
I brought it up, not Jill. I brought it up.
I just
because-
thought it was funny to ask Jill if women could turn into men because he's always talking about the whole trans issue. And then he didn't want to answer me because he knew that I had something that I would beat him around with. And I
Yeah.
did. I had Jesse Lee Peterson saying, if a woman climaxes, turning into a man.
She has to make it happen. If a guy does it, it's natural.
Yeah.
But if a woman does it, she has
Yeah.
to make herself do it. It's like,
Yeah, she has to make herself climax.
Right. I guess he's not had a lot of
"Yeah,
sex.
sorry guys, I gotta go do dishes, but I have a lot to think about now. Yeah, while you're in Florida.
Life choices are always difficult to think about, so don't worry.
The dry part is your woman, by the way. Whose woman?
Dry part is you're a woman.
It sounded-
I get that.
sounded
I
get
get it.
that sounded-
I get it.
I
get
I
it.
think
but it does sound.
I
sim-
think
it
I
does
think
seem to be like
I,
an
th- I
OU,
think she's
right?
still fighting with Gio. Because Gio said the dry part.
Who knows? Could be any of us. Doesn't matter.
Spooky goes by mod. Like he's just dismissing her. Like,
Yeah.
go now before these guys have too much fun on your behalf, or in spite of you, whichever. Go now, run.
All good.
You'll never.
I don't
You'll
I
never
don't think
survive.
I don't think
See you
he
soon.
cares.
See you
Oh,
soon.
Yep. Oh, shut up, Silas. Who's fighting? Yeah, just who's fighting? Exactly. Out of curiosity, when you brought up, because I found that part on Missing Mod's channel where you showed that image and it had me as Reverend. It was the Peter is in me. The
Yeah.
third Presbyterian church or whatever. You told her, yeah, you don't want to go to Jay's channel like P-Town. I made
Yeah.
P-Town
I
cry
mean,
on his
that's-
channel, and he went to Jay's channel, and it didn't go over well. I have no
No.
memory of this.
You had no. Well, you were slightly inebriated, but it did happen. So we were. I was with Marguerite on P-Town's channel, and I don't even know what we were arguing about. But he almost cried. His voice broke, and then he ended the
Oh.
stream. And then he went to your channel complaining about me. And then you kind of messed with him, and you asked him several times. So you had a row with Peter, and you're coming here to complain, and you thought that was hysterically funny.
Oh, I do remember that. Oh yeah.
And I think you shot me a message on Discord, and I saw that, but by then P-Town had left, and I actually made him come back, and so he got raked over the coals.
Yeah, I wasn't too inebriated, but yeah, I think it was later in the night or something like that. But it was funny, because he came in and I was like, "Are you looking for a shoulder?" Like something like, "What did you fucking expect?" Like it was essentially what I was saying. Like, you expected mercy? What?
Well, Jill has a hard time like putting two and two together.
No, it wasn't Jill. It was P-Town.
It was P-Town. Oh, even worse. Okay, well,
P-Town.
fuck P-Town.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
P-Town
symbol is.
went to
That symbol.
Jill. What symbol?
I don't know. Mrs. Mod put a symbol there.
She's doing oogly graphs.
I have no idea. That's a young person thing, is it?
The last
Hang
symbol
on,
is a
Peter,
cock and
Peter,
balls.
I'm setting up. Is that a young person thing?
See, that's a face of some kind, I think.
I don't
And
know.
then this one is
why
a
only one
googly
through my
eye
questions?
face with a middle finger,
Right.
She's looking at a
or,
penis.
or possibly a small dick.
Okay.
Yeah, she's looking at
Yeah,
a small
okay.
penis.
What appears to be a drawing of a man's dick. That's a
I'm not
duck,
going to
not
send
a-
her a dick pic, so sorry. If that's your
No.
way of trying to goad me into sending you one. It's not going to happen.
This is a wait, hold on. This is a guy trying. Whoa, wait, hold on. This is a guy trying to fight someone.
I have no idea. Is that a young person thing to do that? Send those kind of things?
I've seen some people are really good at those. I
Oh
knew a
my
couple
god! Can
people
one
that
of you
really-
just answer the question?
Yes, they're kind of like constructed emoticons, but they're done with
Right.
different characters on a keyboard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You learn to do those. I mean, apparently she is old enough to remember that when we didn't have emoticons, you had to construct those things using certain characters. So
Oh, I see.
see, like right here.
That-
They don't get it, Missing Mod. They just don't get it. They're not on the same level as you and me. Yeah, I don't know
I'm
what they mean,
probably-
though. I have no idea what they mean.
No,
I don't
I'm
even know what that
probably too
means,
old.
and I'm older than she is. So that, yeah. I remember seeing that stuff more and more when I started getting involved in like YouTube or like when Yahoo Messenger and stuff was around and stuff. And this is before there was actually emoticons, pre-installed emoticons. People would use certain characters and stuff to basically create their own emoticons. It's similar
I
to
remember
more
that,
advanced.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that, obviously.
Missing Mod. I've
I
got
still
a
use it today.
61-year-old son. How am I supposed to get that?
What's that?
I've got a 61-year-old son. I think he's 61. Now he's going to be aggressive. Well, you were looking at a small penis. That's what it looks like. Ask anyone who grew up in the UK what that symbol meant. That's a cock and balls.
That's a nubbin. You're oogling a nubbin.
It's a tiny
Right?
cock, but it's definitely a cock and balls.
It's a nubbin.
Yeah,
It's
Spooky
a
says
what?
he's 62, Dad.
A nubbin.
Yeah, I missed the last birthday. But Spooky's not as fast either because I was talking about him with someone else and he hasn't seen it yet on Twitter. Takes him a while to check his notifications.
Fucking A. Oh boy. Oh, this has been a hell of a stream. I thought Joe was gonna come in. I sent him the link.
What? Oh, Jill doesn't go on enemy territory. He's too scared.
Oh, apparently,
No.
well, somebody told me he went over to Knox.
Yeah, that's
he
not
went over
enemy
to that.
territory, is it?
Yeah, that's
Let's
him.
face
That's him.
it.
That's like that Bill Cosby skit about the martial artist practicing judo chops on Jello. Crash, crash, crash. Sorry. I know how I can build up my confidence. I'll take on Knock. Knock's still vulnerable from his time away.
Oh dear.
He's not quite a hard atheist anymore. He's not the angry person that he once was. I can sit here and sorry.
Okay, now we have a
It
last
is-
one from Missing Mod. Starts with the cock and balls again.
Maybe it's a missile silo. Is that an ass with a flag in it? What is that? I don't know what that is.
That's
I think
effective glasses on and an arm doing a bicep curl.
Is
I
it?
think that's kind of a gangster looking at a cock and balls.
Oh yeah, that's a that's a face with glasses
Yeah.
doing a flex. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mod's putting a lot of cock in the chat for
Missing
missing mod.
Mod. Yeah, missing Mod's Mr. Calling as a old fashioned emoji.
Can't remember what was the name. Spooky, you'll know this. Spooky, what was the name of the character that used to do Was Here all the time? They used to do
Yeah,
a
but
little
I'm still
story, looking over a fence or something like that. Looking over a wall.
Oh, the nose, the little peak nose over
Yeah,
the fence.
that's it. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking
yeah.
of.
I don't. Yeah, I know vaguely what you're referring to.
Can't remember. He had a name. So and so was here, Bod or something like that.
Kilroy was here.
Gilroy. There you go. You got it.
Well,
Nice.
Spooky
Jill.
put it in.
Nice.
Spooky put it in there.
Oh, did he? Oh, Gilroy.
Yeah,
There you go.
Spooky put it in. Yeah, Kilroy was here.
I always
Jay
rely on
got it.
Spooky.
Jay got it. He's the youngest. Yeah, but I'm still 8 years older than you. The thing is my brother's the same age as her. I don't think he would get any of this.
Wait a minute.
Honestly,
Who's-
Missing Mod,
what-
I
what's-
hate
what's
you. I
Eve
don't
Lotion?
hate you. Hang on, Missing Mod, I don't hate you. And it just because you use some kind of lotion, EV lotion, that's fine. You can
Yeah.
make fun of lotion as much as you like, EV or otherwise.
Why does she make fun of evolution?
No,
No,
EV
EV
lotion.
It's EV lotion.
Oh, EV lotion. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, so she doesn't. Oh, so she doesn't believe in sunblock. Okay. Oh, that's UV
right.
lotion. That's UV lotion, not EV. What is EV lotion? Emotional
It's
variant lotion?
I don't know. I don't know.
lubricant.
Yeah, it's got to be some kind of lubricant. Well, I don't know why.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the holes again.
Dry skin. Yep.
Put the lotion in the fucking basket.
Yeah.
Evo
All I can
lotion.
say is put the cock emoji down and move away from the lotion.
Yeah. Well,
Remember,
she was looking at
remember-
a small penis. If you put a bit of lotion, might grow on you.
Squiggly, squiggly, squiggly.
Yeah, that should be a U instead of an O. Evolution. Thank you with the
Silas is
U.
supposed to-
Finally! Finally spelt right.
No, I don't even.
Oh,
No.
3 attempts
you know-
later. Well done.
Well, it's interesting that you would say that. So, why do you think Simus would take evolution like so emotionally, like to heart?
Joke from my show. Oh, is it? Okay. Sorry. I didn't see your show.
Oh,
I don't mean to offend, but
oh, yeah. I just
it doesn't matter if you. I don't mind that you didn't turn up. That's fine. Really, I don't mind.
coward.
It made it a little difficult because I felt like I was straw manning like creationism all the time.
Hey,
I
you
actually
can-
ended up going to AI, ChatGPT, and ChatGPT just gave me the lines so I could read them. And when you read them out deadpan, they sound worse than they actually are when they come from a creationist.
Mhm.
Like every time I'd start on, I go, like it's like when you if you were walking on a beach of sand, right, like this, and everybody else on the banner went, "Oh no, not this one." That's all I had to say. I didn't even have to mention the watch. Oh dear.
not the Watchman's fallacy.
Yeah. And then
What
I
are
go,
you
well,
doing?
I think you'll find that radiometric dating is. Oh no.
I had a guy do that. I had this guy do this. This was a while back. This was pre-COVID, and I was getting my drinks on with some gin and tonics, and they were running this stream on Discord, and T Jump had set it up, and it was two ladies that were on Discord that wanted it set up and everything, and they were talking to people, and I got in there and I started basically kind of, because I had my drink on, so I spouted off a little bit, nothing harsh or anything. Then I ended up getting into a conversation, and this guy started in, but instead of using a watch, he used an automobile. I was like,
Okay. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
this is brilliant, right? And then, but yeah, it ended up being like 45 minutes of me basically batting things back and forth between me and like two or three theists. I think it was two or three of them there. And like, you mean to tell me that if you went to like a foreign planet and you saw a car there, you wouldn't think that there's, I was like, if I saw a car there, then I would think that there's probably humans there. I would probably believe that. And they said, well, why would you believe that? And I said, because based on what I know of cars being designed by humans, that's why I would think that the car would be evidence for humans. Because I have examples of cars being made by
Right.
humans.
Yeah.
And that blew their brain. And they said, well, see, so, and then they tried to just make this huge leap. So why can't you do that with a universe? And I'm like, because I don't have examples of a God creating universes.
We don't even have other examples of universes.
Yeah. And so,
You also
No,
don't.
look, I'm
You
sorry
also
to-
don't
I'm
find
sorry to-
universes on a beach with
I'm-
sand.
I'm sorry to hear you down, Missing Mod. I really am. I hope you feel better soon. And no, I certainly don't hold anything against you. You're perfectly fine.
Simus doesn't hold grudges.
No. If I do, I'll let you know that I'm holding a grudge.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he will. He will let you know. He'll be bluntly honest and say, "Yeah, you fucking pissed me off."
And you didn't, so you're fine. You're fine. In fact,
They're
if anything,
English. They're English. They don't care. They're English. They don't care about feelings, but they do at the same time. It's really kind of weird.
it's really weird. But I'm sure. Oh, no, I'm not even going to say that joke, just because it's the wrong time. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, the other one I said was like, if you had a junkyard and they all went, "Oh no." You don't even have to say more than the first two words for the argument. You know what I mean? They're so predictable.
Well, that was like that whole when you were doing your channel and I was there, and I had to leave real quick. But when they were talking about the sun rising and setting, and I went, well, the problem with the sun
Yeah.
rising and setting is is probabilistic. You already have an example of the sun, quote unquote, rising and setting, and so really your belief isn't whether or not there is the sun rising and setting of this phenomenon that you're observing. It's whether or not, and that's what I wanted to complete was it's whether or not that's going to actually continue. That's the probabilistic factor, right? Because, well, is it going to be the case that the sun rises tomorrow? Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, but either way, it's probably rising for someone right now or setting
Hopefully.
for someone right
Yeah.
now, right? Based on the way
Yeah.
our planet works and everything. So, but that's kind of what I wanted to go in, and it was kind of like
I
the
see.
problem is having examples that we go off of, and then believing that whatever that phenomenon that is occurring will continue to happen versus just whether or not X exists in any way, shape, or form, and then whether or not X is necessary for a given phenomenon.
Yeah.
And that's an entirely different thing. So
Yeah, like I mean, it's difficult as well because people have got different epistemologies, like atheists. Like I said about the card game. Do you know I've got a card game? I've come up with a card game. Did you know that, Jay?
No,
It's called Atheist the Cat Herding.
no, I haven't
Oh yeah,
heard of it.
okay. It's very like that Magic the Gathering, except it's Atheist the Cat Herding. Same sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Does this
Different
involve
level
special
atheist.
cards or?
It does, yeah. Atheist. One of them's Critcher Hitchens. One of them's Richard Dawkins. One of them's Frank Turek. You know.
You know, speaking of Hitchens, I thought it was funny because it was like I've seen this being thrown around a bit. Was like people going around going like I'm like, oh yeah, there's the Hitchens razor, and it's like anything
Hmm?
anything not presented with evidence can be dismissed without evidence or something like that.
That's
But
it, roughly.
roughly. And then there's the Carl Sagan, extraordinary evidence requires or an extraordinary
Yeah.
claims require extraordinary evidence, which I think Hitchens razor is kind of a play on that. But either way, it's
Yeah,
fine.
for sure. It's a extreme version of it, if you like. Yeah.
Yep. But my thing is that to me, I was talking to my brother about this, is like to me what was most poignant, I think, out of all the Hitchens things that I'd ever heard, and it was nothing controversial or it was nothing as like one-linerish as anything it was his debate with Frank Turek, and one of his debates with Frank Turek, might have been his first one, might have been his second one. I think he had three, but either way, I can find it. And when he was having his debate with Frank Turek, Frank Turek, who was visibly getting frustrated with having a conversation with this drunk Englishman.
Yeah, for sure.
He goes, he
And Pete can't get
loses,
beaten.
he loses the debate by going, well, you give us something. You tell us. What do you got? And Hitchens sitting there holding the mic that kept falling off of his
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah.
Sitting there back in a chair, red-faced and sweaty from God knows how much nicotine he pumped into his veins before he even went on stage. And the booze. He goes, well, I don't have to give you anything. You're the one telling me what it is. So you give it to me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, and I remember the first time I saw that debate, I'm like, Frank, you idiot. You just did an appeal to ignorance and he crushed you with it.
Yeah, even a pissed Hitchens could deal with those level apologists. Well, any level apologists, I think. Well, there was one actually there was one apologist which I thought got it over on Hitchens. I can't
Who's
remember
that?
the guy's name. It was Doug Wilson, I think it was. Doug Wilson, and he only didn't. It's not that he got it over on him. It's just Hitchens didn't actually verbally crush him.
Yeah. Well, there
You
was
know?
one. It was like his second debate with D'Souza wasn't as good.
Oh yeah, that was another thing as well that really used to confuse, or that confused me at the time. I was like, this guy's such a fucking second-rate bullshitter. And,
Yeah,
and like,
and D'Souza was going. Yeah,
and why is
Hitchens was going,
Hitchens giving him an easy time?
yeah, he like left it wide open. Like he left
Yeah.
these. I'm like, you could hit him here, and here, and he just went on something else, and then he would
Yeah.
like quote something from his book, and I'm like, you're phoning this in? Do you
Yeah.
have a hangover?
Yeah.
What?
He let him off. So, and that wasn't the only time. Every time he spoke to him, he let him off.
Yeah, I could
know?
never figure that out. I'm like,
That's
you
why
could-
I really liked Alex Connor's debate with D'Souza, right? Because like Alex Connor used to be a real huge Hitchens fan, or he still is, I guess. But he was a big Hitchens fan. Hitchens was the guy that got him into it all.
Yeah.
And I think when Alex went there to have a debate with D'Souza, he was thinking back to both of those Hitchens encounters where Hitchens let him off.
Man, that fucking debate was horrible. Man,
Oh,
D'Souza
man.
got hammered.
Yeah,
I mean,
he really did. He really did. He got
Alex should have just whipped his dick out and just mushroom stamped him and had him turn on the black lights. It's like, God damn,
Yeah.
it's over.
And
Fuck.
he made D'Souza say he liked it. So you know what I mean? It was fucking amazing. It was amazing.
Because he's like challenging him, and then D'Souza's like coming up with these weird. I'm like, what are you? And then you had Christians. There were Christians that were like, This is how D'Souza failed Christianity.
Yeah, yeah. And it's the end of D'Souza's career.
Yeah, I'm
Anyway,
like,
there you
yeah,
go.
I'm like, I said, yeah, it didn't take Obama, it didn't take Hillary Clinton,
Yeah.
it took Alex O'Connor from England to just basically, smoothie your ass.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought, oh, great. At last somebody's fucking like laying gloves on this cunt because, he's such a dodger and is like a smarmy dodger, you know what I mean? Jammy dodger, as we'd say.
Two things at once here. Can you wait?
I really can't.
I'm
There you
trying to
go.
get my dress ordered.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got some mic volume. It's coming through. So,
Oh, yeah, I was talking to my wife. I was asking my wife something. Yeah.
oh, she sounds nuts.
Well, not right now. She's irritated with me.
That's what I mean. She sounds
Well-
nice. Yeah.
Well, oh, never mind. Okay, thanks. She's actually irritated with something that she's trying to do on her phone with something. So yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
She
I just
confirmed
happened-
what
I
I
just hap-
said on Missing March show.
What's that? What'd you say about my wife on Message Mod Show?
That she's usually bossing you around. Something along
Yeah.
those lines. I forgot.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
And then you said no, that's not what she does. And now we get it live.
I don't think I said that, or maybe I was saying no to something else. But no, that's fair to say. She bosses me around all the time. Oh, you do too.
See?
Unless you're on Praise's channel, then they still firmly believe that we have a cellar that I lock you in. So
Oh dear.
I still remember that. That was fucking. And Olive
No.
was just like 100% believed that I locked my wife in. I was like, no, that would be financially detrimental to me in many ways. So no. I need that cash cow.
So what did I miss? Do any of you know? Did Praise disappear?
No, Praise is still going, as far as I know, unless his channel got yeeted again. I don't keep
No,
track of it.
on Missing March in Missing March chat, someone said that Praise was gone. He
Really?
disappeared.
Oh, he probably got yeeted again. He probably got
using the
Well,
copyright content.
yeah, and he had a lot of fellow Christians that were trolling him by using the N-word repeatedly in his comment threads. That's how he lost his main channel, and then he started back up with a secondary channel, and that was growing. So it's probably, because over there on Praise's channel, that's pretty much, Christian eat Christian over there.
Yes.
You really didn't have to. I mean, really, the only atheist that I'd ever see show up there, whenever I was there, like sometimes Mark Reed would show up. There was a time when what's his name? I can't remember his name. Every once in a while, you'd have people show up, depending on who he had on. So, like if he had
Yeah,
Kent Hovind
exactly.
on,
Yeah.
people would come in. But if it was just Praise and his people, the only atheist that I would ever see or non-believer that I would see show up is like Wildheart. And you know how Wildheart is. Wildheart says Wildheart. So, he'd sit in there, they'd bat him around like a
Yeah,
cat with its worst toy kind of thing.
Indeed.
But you get someone like Jamie Russell in there who is a Seventh-day Adventist. All of a sudden, they're changing out. They're going to steel-toe boots. They're putting the spikes on. They're getting ready to rumble. You get somebody who's conditional grace or conditional salvation, and Praise got into the whole OSAS thing, once saved always saved thing, because he used to be conditional salvation, but then he was convinced of OSAS. So then you had him reviewing videos of this Christian hammering down on this famous Calvinist, because this Calvinist was like, well, I have a problem with the OSAS because it seems to kind of like take away from the idea of having a relationship with God, because you're just once saved, you're always saved, and that's it. And you don't really have to worry about your relationship with Christ. And they're like, you fucking heretic. I mean, it's nuts over, or well, maybe it was.
Yeah, I've been on a couple of times, but he always
Yeah.
treated me really decent.
Yeah, it just well, that's the thing. Sometimes and it depended on the way it worked, but for the worst conversations that I would see weren't the ones between non-believers and them. It started to be between people of differing eschatologies and
Yeah.
soteriologies and stuff like that. That's when they
Mhm.
started getting really, really nasty with one another. Like, oh, these
Oh
fucking
yeah.
heretics,
Yeah. It's
they're
personal.
preaching this false gospel and they're going to send
Yeah.
these people to hell by promoting this. And especially he started like Praise would always find some kind of like, I don't know, alpha to kind of simp off of. So
Hmm.
at one point it was like Gavin, Gavin was there, Gavin Herleman. Gavin Herleman was his way of like trolling the non-believers, but also, and then Gavin started to
He had
become
Darth Dawkins a
yeah,
couple of times.
Darth Dawkins, and then
Oh
Darth
yeah,
Dawkins
till
and
they
him
fell
had a
out.
falling out,
Yeah, till they fell out.
which
That was
was
hilarious.
fucking
Yeah.
hilarious. They
Yeah.
now all of a
Darth
sudden
Dawkins
Praise,
start banning everyone
yeah,
on his
Yeah.
live
now
stream.
Praise
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Praise is persona non grata and Darth Dawkins' eyes, and then Smokey Saint and Praise is like Smokey Saint is the man. Let me suck your dick. Oh wait, you like 13-year-olds? Fuck you. You're done. I'm tired of hiding your secret
Hold
for
on,
you.
hold on. I have an update on that because I just checked. Praise's channel is still there, and guess who's on one of his most recent live shows? Okay, Saint.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, of course not.
No, there's a reason I made Praise I Am flip flops.
Yeah.
Still
'cause
haven't
it's
put them up
Praise.
for sale, but I did create them in an online, so I might still. Yeah, son, I beat you to it. Haha.
I think it's okay. I can't tell.
Can't either. It doesn't smell
Yeah.
right to me.
Anyway, it's
It's a
pretty
full
pointless because like he's about as disingenuous as you can get when it comes to
I mean,
debating.
Well, there is actually a polite. There's actually a polite.
I do
term
like
for
one. I
someone.
do like one thing about him because he told Jay that he was going to kill him, and
Okay.
then Jay shot me the video, and then I made a video about. No, I made a picture, and I sent him the picture, and then he got all upset, and I made a video about it, and then he played the entire video on his channel too. This
Well,
guy's
yes,
not the brightest.
He was
He's not.
Well, they were trying
Well,
to say, well, we were referring to a Jay's super counterfrontalistic expialidocious. I'm like, there is no such username as that, but that's beside the point.
No.
The best thing to say have you guys ever heard the term affable? That's praise. Praise is
Yeah.
affable and gullible and naive, all in the same breath.
Oh yeah, something that happened a little while ago now,
With 100
Peter,
million
which
people at once.
you'll know about.
If they have a high volume of chat calls, can't they pause and?
What are you talking about?
I'm trying to buy my stupid MySpace dress.
Oh, that just came out of nowhere because I'm talking to two guys right now, and your shit just came out of left field.
Sorry, we're getting on high volume of contact.
Someone's in trouble.
Deal with me and then deal with the next 20
No,
people.
my wife is dealing with customer service, which doesn't seem to be a very competent form of customer service. So
Yeah, they're too busy
Okay.
because they're too.
she's not. It's not at me. It's not my fault. It's
Yeah, we heard that.
yeah.
Anyway, so I said to Jill that he said, when have I ever said anything wrong to me? And I said, well, what about that time you told me that what we call Neanderthals built the Tower of Babel? And he said to me, I never said that. And I was like, what are you talking about? Of course you did. And he goes, well, prove it. And I said, well, I don't have to because I know you said it. And like, so you denying you said it? Is that it? You're gonna lie? And he said, I never said that. And I said, oh, okay. And he goes, well, I can prove it. And I said, oh, great. So you've got you've got you and me talking about the Tower of Babel, have you? And he said, oh, yeah, I'll prove it. And he played the bit where you said there were no Neanderthals in the Middle East. And that was
Yeah.
proof that he never claimed, he never said that the Tower of Babel was built by Neanderthals. And when I pointed out to him that it wasn't me on that video, and I'm asking you, I'm asking him for proof that he never said to me that he built the Tower of Babel, that the Neanderthals built the Tower of Babel. And he said, oh, yeah. And I kept pressing him on it. And eventually he said, well, if you think I said that to you, I must have lied then. And I'm like, well, that's Jill for you. All the way, that is Jill for you.
Well, that is Jill.
Unbelievable.
But remember,
he
what?
played a video with Peter to prove that he had not said something to me.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
remember that time he did that video where he said he admitted he would constantly claim that he cannot lie. And then
Yeah.
I found a video because you know me, I'm not one of those people. Justin from Deconstruction Zone, I get annoyed with some of his videos because he'll like tell somebody that they're lying. And I'm like, Justin, you have to be very careful about accusing someone of lying, because if they firmly believe it, even though you think it's batshit crazy or just completely false, doesn't mean that they're actually lying to you, right? There has to be that they know what's true, but they're intentionally giving you bullshit kind of thing. And so I found a video, I did a video, and I actually showed where Jill was intentionally lying.
Wow.
And he did not like that at all. He's like, I still wasn't lying. You just didn't understand what I was saying. You don't understand context. I'm like, you were lying.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you were fucking lying. That's all I gotta say. I laid it out. I showed it. You're lying. Like, oh, I didn't delete this. Yes, I think he did.
Unbelievable. That guy's unbelievable.
Yeah, and then what was it? Missing Monty goes, oh, I think I like Jill. He's nice. And I'm like, Jill's, and I wrote edited in her live chat, Jill's a cunt. That's all I wrote.
That's it. That's what you got to say. That is fully descriptive.
Jill's a cunt. That's all I said.
Yeah.
Like other people were like being long-winded and shit about it. I just wrote it very simple. Jill's a cunt. That's it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
there
shit.
you go. I mean, I like cunts, so it's not like, I've got anything personal against him.
They can't take Jill, they can take a pounding.
They can. Exactly. And he likes a really big pounding as well, Jill. He doesn't like half measures.
They can take, they can take all manners of sizes, girth. They can tear, they can heal. They can do.
I don't have to worry about just the tip with Jill.
Yep.
Honestly.
Yep.
He is hilarious. He is hilarious. There's no doubt.
Watching him and Brojo. Oh my God, Brojo was the funniest. Because Brojo tried to be so charitable, and then he and Brojo. All right, enough. I'm done. And just yeet his ass. It's like,
yeah.
I
really liked him on Brojo because every time he came on, he would put his foot in it. Every single time, without fail. Not at first. It would take him 10 minutes to get wound up enough to put his foot in it. But sooner or later, he would. And we had a list, didn't we? We had a list of stupid shit he'd said.
Yeah.
Just
it was like yes, your ancestors are your descendants.
There you go. Brilliant. That was brilliant one.
Yeah. There was also there was one time he was chatting with my brother and Leo Filius, and he's going on this long thing. And when you let him go long enough, he eventually contradicts himself.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And my brother and both my brother and Leo caught it, and they went, you just contradicted yourself. Where's the contradiction? Where's the not P? Right there. Right there. And he's like, no, that's not what I meant. You just fucking said it. You just fucking said it. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. You weren't listening. This is the liberal spin. So fucking funny. You guys there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just
Okay,
checking.
I just want.
Just checking some messages. Go ahead.
Okay, no, that's all good. I just wanted to make sure my my earbuds didn't fucking fall out or something. But yeah, it is Jill. That's why people are like, oh, but you used because I used to get really worked up having conversations with Jill because the first mistake I made when having a conversation with Jill was being charitable with his dumbass. And then
Exactly.
and then at like a slow learner, it took me a long time to realize, yeah, there's really not much point. The best thing to do is just be like when Sir was like, yeah, I'm just waiting to find out what exactly how much Jill's gonna.
I never give
how
him.
much
I
what's
never.
Jill's-
I never give him a single word.
Yeah, when Jill.
Yeah,
Jill
not a
goes,
single word anymore. If he makes a single word mistake, I jump on it. Just go. Oh,
Mhm.
did you mean that? Is that really what you meant?
Yeah. And Sir
Yeah.
goes, I'm just waiting to find out how much he's going to charge me because he said he'd sell himself to me because I've got a size
Yeah,
out a gimp
yeah,
suit
yeah.
so I can roll him around in a gimp suit with fucking roller skates.
He did
And I'm
say
like,
he'd
what?
be. He said he'd be served slave under the
Then you need serve
biblical
slave. Sir
conditions.
goes, Sir goes, how much?
Fucking idiot.
Then he never gave him a price. And he goes, no, I really would need a price. You said you're
Yeah.
willing to be my slave. What's the price?
Yeah. Oh my god.
And Sir would. I'm like, dude, you don't give that shit to Serve. He's not going to let it go.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
like a three-headed dog with three bones. He's not letting it go. That's not good.
Oh dear. Oh, it's funny. He's funny. I mean, he is the modern G-Man. He really is. Because G-Man used to say stupid shit all the time. And like, he'd have the piss taken out of him a lot for it. But not like Jill. I mean, Jill's level.
I gotta find it. G-Man called into Deconstruction Zone. He talked with Justin.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Oh,
He's been
yeah.
around again recently. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
got to go back and find that one because I was like, oh my God, he's still around. But then Jill Warren over on Breakfast Tacos, he had a conversation with this guy named Adrian. This guy likes to talk with. I'm like, who's G-Man Jr. here?
G-Man Jr.
I called him G-Man Jr. because
Nice.
he's like, I just no, because like Jill Warren, he's like, no, give me the. He goes, oh, I got to be able to read your scripture, and Jill's like, why should I believe that?
Hey, Will. Thanks for coming on the show the other day. It was good to see you. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Will.
I mean, the old ones are still the best, right? Like Arcane Logos. You know what I mean? And
But
Oh my
Tommy,
God.
Sunshine
That-
Tommy. I don't know what his name was.
Tommy.
Yeah. Fuck me. That guy was hysterical.
I had that one
by
conversation
the way,
with him.
Simons,
Yeah.
do you know what Jill recently said that he never said?
Oh, well, okay.
The
No, I mean,
the longitude are the lines that are going the long way, I would say.
yeah.
He
That
said
is
he
one of the
never said that.
classics. Oh, yeah. I know. I mean, he also said, didn't he? Said that Italy was to the west of Holland.
Oh, to the east. To the east. And
No,
what
he
he
said to
then,
the west.
then
He
did,
said to the
he
west.
No, he
To
said
the
the
left.
oh,
West.
to the east.
No, he said the west.
Because I wanted to. Are you
Was it
sure?
the-
Because
am
I
sure,
wanted him
yeah.
to say Germany. I wanted him to say Germany, and then he pulled up a globe on some website, and then tilted it to prove that
Yeah.
Italy was to the east.
To the west. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, when he can't. Oh yeah, I remember.
Because
seeing
when he said, "Oh, what's to the west of Holland?" we all straight away said, "Well, this is the UK, obviously." And he went, "No, it's not." And we all went, "What are you talking about?" And then he waited a little bit, and then he said, "No, it's Italy." And we all went, "Nah, Italy's to the south." Joe, you're talking to Europeans, you know.
Yeah.
I think we would know.
And
And he went, "No, you don't
And
know
he pulled-
anything.
he
You
pulled
don't
up-
know anything."
Well, he actually.
he pulled up something
he
like
actually-
Google Earth and then tilted it. He
He
had
asked-
it tilted, so it
Yeah, well,
well,
actually
in
looked that
the-
way.
Well,
It
in
did.
Missing Mods channel earlier, he asked Peter why he voted for Kamala.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, he did.
I'm not joking. He asked Peter why he voted for Kamala. I'm just like, I'm
Oh
like,
my
sitting
god,
like,
he's so
yes.
dumb.
Tell
Isn't
the Dutchman, ask the Dutchman who lives in Germany why he voted for an American presidential.
Kamala.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And just left it alone. It was just like, what the fuck, Jill? I think Jill thinks all the world is America. So when he was
No.
talking about Italy, he was
I
talking
don't
about
think. I think
Florida.
you're giving him too much credit when you say he thinks. Oh dear.
That
Yeah.
too. There was something else. There was something else that happened over at Breakfast Tacos that was funny. Oh, it was not Fox. He's kind of a Darth Dawkins acolyte. He's English, and I
Not
went in
anymore.
there. Oh, he's not anymore. Oh, okay. Well, either way. But,
No, they fell out.
oh, they're not. Oh, okay. So he's not an acolyte. Okay. But he did.
I think the most recent one now is PMars, and now people have pointed out to Darth that PMars has a gay OnlyFans account.
Gotcha.
And so I don't
He
think
does?
it's going well between. Yes, he does.
Oh, that's interesting.
You didn't know that?
No, that's
I
new to
mean,
me. Doesn't
PMars
surprise me.
PMars is
Do you hear the
famous
surprise in my
for
voice?
showing his butt cheeks on people's channel.
That's true. But
So,
I mean,
It
that's
was a
good,
kind of
good for him.
giveaway.
Good for him. If he finds somebody that's nice for him, that might be a good thing.
But he doesn't. He says he's not gay. He only does it for the money.
Yeah, he says he's not gay.
Oh, so he's oh man, nobody likes
And
a
it's not
poser.
OnlyFans. It's like a
It's got-
grinder or so. It's something. You know. It's another type of site like that.
Oh,
But it's a meeting. It's
I
a
don't- I
meeting
don't-
site. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so not
what
Fox was
I
on there.
heard, he had an OnlyFans page where people could ask him to do things, and he would then
Yeah.
put that on video and do things.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
it's,
not
it's a gay channel.
I haven't
whatever it
checked,
is.
so yeah,
Well,
I haven't checked.
well,
I didn't think it was
Yeah, well-
interesting enough.
Yeah.
yeah. Not Fox was conversing with Breakfast Tacos. I think it was with Breakfast Tacos, and he was
I
getting
saw
there.
it.
Things were getting irate, and I joined in there, and Leo was in there and
Yeah.
everything, and he goes, and Not Fox goes, if somebody says something dumb, I'm out of here. I'm gonna leave. I said, you're a fucking idiot. And he goes, oh, and I went, is what I said dumb? And he goes, yeah, what you said is really dumb. And I said, good. I said something dumb. Now,
Bye-bye.
do what you fucking said and leave. And he just starts trying to talk. I said, no, I just said something fucking dumb. Now go away. And he goes away. And then he's like, yeah, fine. And then he leaves. And I said, that's how you deal with him.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
say-
I think I saw that.
Yeah, it was like it was that fucking easy. Next time somebody says something stupid, I was
And
like,
he
"You're a
was
fucking
being
idiot."
he was being ridiculous as well.
Yeah,
It's like, you can make the argument, but when he gets shown up, you got to kind of go, right, I've had enough now and leave. But not this guy. Oh, no. He's got to deny.
Oh, since if Will's still here listening in, there was a conversation he was having with JG. I think you've talked to JG, haven't you?
I
Sam?
talked to JG, yeah.
Yeah,
I showed him.
think-
I showed him that his worldview was circular and therefore shouldn't be believed, and he agreed because we were being very cordial. It's on Brojo's because we were being very cordial, and he left, and I went and I did it quite
What's up,
subtly,
everybody? And
so he didn't really know that he'd said it, that he'd agree with me, and then
Ah.
afterwards, then he left, right, and he obviously was still watching anyway. So 5 minutes later, we're just talking through the discussion. I said, well, I did get him to agree to X, right? And if that is true, then it means his worldview is circular because that's one of the premises,
yeah.
right? And so obviously that's circular. And he came back in and went, this is why I don't talk to atheists because they're so disingenuous. They lie.
Not if he agreed.
Yeah, he agreed. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, yeah, go back, watch the
You're gonna have to
video.
show.
You did
Okay,
agree to it, so
is he misrepresenting it wrong, or do we need to go back and watch the footage? But yeah, with William, it was funny because it was over on Hillary's emails channel. They were going over conversation. William was having a conversation with JG, and they were talking about God existing and stuff. And JG kind of fancies himself kind of a Greg Bonsianite kind of, I
that's
guess,
right. Yes.
right? I could have out presupped Will in that conversation. He failed on
Yeah.
so many levels with the precept. I'm like, you lost the initiative when you couldn't get Will into the Socratic. And then when Will would be on the evidentialist position, he would like placate to it for a while, and then he would try to like get William back into it. Like, well, how do you know what's your ultimate grounding for that, or something like that? I said, see, he's trying it again, but he doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
It was so pathetic. I was like, dude, you should have just walked away when you couldn't get him into the Socratic. As soon as Will got you on the back step going into this shit, oh, those are good.
Yeah. He's not
it was-
he's not great. He's not great. And I've got I have a very subtle objection to that worldview, right? Which shows it to be false, basically, right?
Wait a minute. All worldviews are circular. What does he think a fucking worldview is? Yeah, you can have some. Oh my god.
Well, like he thinks that the argument is circular. All arguments must be circular because he's a foundationalist, right? That's what Greg Bonson is. But he's going to claim that his foundation is correct. But that leads into the argument of the impossibility of the contrary. So he's got to then show that all other worldviews, foundationalist worldviews at that, are false. It's no longer enough, right? And that's the difference. He thinks he can do that by using the words virtuously circular and viciously circular.
Yeah.
He thinks all other worldviews are viciously circular. But you try and get him to define what that means, and you won't be able to. Because, of course, there is no difference. There is no such thing as virtuously versus viciously.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I don't even think, and that was the thing that I was saying on when they were talking about it. I joined for that for a little bit. Was the thing was I was like, this is problematic, because the thing about precept is that the point of getting you into this the non-believer into the Socratic is to basically corner them to where they are stuck at an epistemic, almost like at an epistemic dead stop, to where they go, oh, I must only be able to basically ground all of my intelligibility in the essence or in the existence of this God, right? Because that's the only place I can go, right?
Yeah.
And JG couldn't do that. The thing is that it's like, you don't have, under the presuppositionalist position, no one has a different worldview. Not really. The worldview that you have as a non-believer is a worldview that is based on the lies or the delusions that you're setting up for yourself. Your true worldview is the same worldview that everybody has. It's logically, everybody has this. And he, like a lot of preceptors, JG does not understand that. It's that flip-flop between the ontology and the epistemology.
Yes,
it's like you have an epistemic state. Their position is, Van Til's position is, everybody knows that God exists naturally as a default. As who you are just innately of the position.
I mean, your language is a little sloppy there, but
well, I still got to read the book. Jeff's sending me the book.
Good. Yeah, I mean, the thing about
I can read up more on it.
Plantinga's thing is is a bit of a dodge, because he doesn't say precept the same way that Bonson says precept.
Exactly.
So there's two different types, and his type is more that, look, you have to have a foundation. and this foundation makes the most sense. That's basically Plantinga's one, right? Whereas Bonson is you have to have a foundation, and this is the only foundation that
Plantingas or
can
Van Tills?
explain.
Plantingas or Van Tills?
Van Tills, sorry, Van Tills.
Okay, because there's Van Til. Bonson played off of it, and then there's another one who's I think his name is Frame, but Frame Frame. He incorporated
Frame.
some evidentialism. He was a student of Van Til's as well. He incorporated some evidentialism in with his precept. So
Right, I don't know what that means then, but yeah,
yeah, I looked it up. It's I didn't look that much into it, but it's interesting.
yeah. So like the difference is that Van Til's version is still assuming the foundation, but then saying if you assume the foundation, this is the best explanation. Whereas Bonson's foundation is the foundation is true, right? And all other foundations therefore are false.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a completely different type of precept, right? So you got to be a little careful. And they like to bounce between the two. A lot of them go, oh yeah, no, Bonson. But Bonson's one has that stupid line in it, the first premise, which says, this is true and all others are false. So it's the impossibility of the contrary, as the philosophical phrase. And once you get that out of them, then they're done. They're cooked. And you can show that that's wrong just by giving an example of a logically possible worldview, which is not theirs. And that's it. That's all you need to do. And that can be done fairly subtly. And if you do it subtly, then they're cooked, because first you get them to admit that this is a possible worldview. And then you say to them, and what's your first premise? How do you defend the first premise? And they go, well, impossibility of the contrary. Right, well, now I've shown you a possible worldview, which is not your worldview. And you've already agreed that it's a possible worldview. So you can't use that premise anymore.
Yeah.
See what I mean? And that's the subtle way around of doing it. And I did it against Matt Yester and One Way, and I used it on Darth once, and I've used it on JG, like quite a few of them, and Fox as well. And every single time they've fallen for it.
Right.
But they don't understand it. They don't understand they've committed the thing. So you go back and point out to them, like I did with that JG that time, and I said, well, look, I got him to admit there is another possible worldview, a logically possible worldview. So I'm not saying it's the right one.
Yeah.
You're saying it's logically possible. If it's logically possible, that means it can't be impossible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So, yeah, so that really fucks up their argument. It shows their argument to be false, not just circular, but false. So, or in their terms, it shows it to be viciously circular.
Yeah.
And they freak out. And they get really butthurt about it. So, yeah.
I think JG could start his.
Guys, I have to hop off. I'm my dog. I'm slowly losing the will to live. I'm going to take him outside to see if that changes anything in the smell.
Okay.
Not going well here. And I need to go to get some sleep as well.
Okay.
Okay. So, catch you guys later.
See
you later. Take care.
Bye bye.
You know how I can tell when Peter's really quiet? When he's not over talking us.
Yeah, that as well.
Sorry, that's too easy.
Yeah. When he's tired, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So like, that's how you really like get under the skin of Presupper. It's just to know that they're going to have to defend the first premise of their argument at some point if you press them on it, and not a lot of people press them on it. And when they do, they just go down to this viciously versus virtuous. Yeah, but it's virtuously circular. That's why they can admit that it's circular, right? Because they don't think you can show that there is a possible worldview. But if you do that first, right, then they've already admitted it, right?
Well, yeah, because I mean, how is it not logically possible?
Yeah, and yet it's a very subtle way of doing it because I don't ask them. I don't say, "Is this a possible worldview?" I just show them the logic by which I would use to demonstrate a possible
Well,
worldview,
does there?
and
Well,
they
let
don't
me,
know that I'm demonstrating a possible worldview. They're
well,
just agreeing to the logic that I'm using. Go
well,
ahead.
do they think that there? Do they think that there's no worldview that can exist where the universe is not created?
Yeah, they have to. That is the precept argument.
Yeah, because it would have to be because once you have the precept, once you have the ability to actually pose a worldview where a person just can kind of hold that all of reality is, let's just say there is no necessary being, there is just reality itself that is the necessary, let's say, state of affairs or
Hmm.
set of all circumstances or whatever that just always
Yeah,
has been, then that's it. Once you
yeah,
have
yeah,
that possibility, there you go. Then you don't have anything.
yeah. That's
The
right.
only
I
thing
mean,
that it,
as soon they can either
right?
use the word necessary or impossibility of the contrary, and either of
Yeah,
those things amount to the same thing. If I can just show you one logically possible, it doesn't have to be actual, just has to
yeah.
be
It
logically
just has to
possible.
be logically possible. Yeah,
Yeah.
meaning that instead of an entity being always, because in a necessary, with them, it has to be a necessary being that always has existed and always, they always appeal to that term aseity. But
Uh-huh.
in
Yes.
the other scope, it could just be, well, what if the realm that we're just in is just always has been,
Yeah.
whatever, and that's
Oh, I
been
suppose
in
you could do
multiple
it that
different
way as well.
stages.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the cosmos. It's kind of like the idea that all of it, it's not even just the universe. It's just
See,
all of
the problem.
reality.
Sure. The problem is that you have to demonstrate the logic that's undeniable to them, the same logic that they're using to
Well, yeah.
assert the possibility, right?
Well,
Their
yeah. It's
possibility, and that's
well,
that's
yeah,
the difficult bit.
yeah. Because it's kind of like the idea. Like I've heard there's a couple theists that have been posing on Taco's live chat about
Mm,
the ground of all being, which to me
yeah,
just sounds like another way of saying the necessary precondition for all
yeah,
that is, and that is it is a
yeah.
disembodied mind that instantiates and or
Whatever you
instantiates
could
as a
you could give
stance.
it
Yeah,
any definition you wanted, but
you
yeah,
can do whatever you want, and then if you go, well, what if the ground of all being is just a set of circumstances that just always has been?
yeah.
And then
And
they go, well,
again,
that doesn't logically hold. Wait,
mm,
so it logically holds that you have to have some kind of a conscious entity that always has been, but you can't just have a set of circumstances that just always has been, that just always is, and that just changes states over billions
right,
and billions and billions and whatever years
yeah,
and however. And they go, well, I don't understand how that logically works. And you go, it always has been the same as your entity, the same as your conscious entity has. It's no different. It just always has been. And they don't
uh-huh,
like that because they think that there has to be intentionality to the thing that it is
of
that we're
course,
experiencing.
yeah.
And that's the problem. And I
Yeah,
think
so
that
you got to
comes,
watch. Hang on a minute, you got to watch for them smuggling in the word "all,"
yeah,
right? Because
exactly.
that all being, right, a ground
Okay.
of all, being is the key word. There is all because that says necessary, right? It
Yeah,
means
I remember.
all possible worlds. So
Yeah, speaking of that, and I'll end the stream with this. I remember, and you get a kick out of this because I
mm.
was in a stream
Let me say
and
hello to Halsey then before we end the stream.
oh,
Go
hey,
ahead.
Halsey. But there was
Really
this
good to see you.
thing, and it was on somebody's channel, and I was in there, and praise or not praise, but Jill made this claim that all legislation regulates morality. Yes.
It's just
And,
straight
and I
out
went
false. Yeah.
and I went, no, I disagree with that. And then Jill tried to get into this argument about tell me about how the morality of murder isn't legislated. And I immediately came back with, and he goes, oh, and then somebody interrupted, and then he goes, see, Jay doesn't want to have this conversation. I said, Jill, I said, you missed some fucking key distinctions here. I didn't say no to the idea that no morality is legislated. You use the word fucking all. And that's what I have a problem with. You said
Yeah.
all. So I don't have a problem with, there's some legislation that regulates, or there's something about the way our laws can legislate certain morality. I don't
Yeah,
have a problem
of
with
course.
that. You
Of course
use the
I do.
word all, and he
Yeah.
ran. He disappeared.
Yeah. I mean, Jill's not like careful with grammar. I mean, a lot of people aren't,
Yeah.
right? So that's one of the reasons that I can get in on Jill, is because I notice every single word he says, like you do, and then go, okay, well, there's two things you've said in this particular sentence which are wrong,
Yep.
So, and then I can go down either one. And like you said, right, when he's claiming all legislation, I mean, that's just stupid to say that, because clearly some legislation is not based on morality, right? There are
Yeah,
some
you can
things
have,
which are not immoral, which are illegal,
yep.
So, I
Yep.
mean, I don't
Yeah.
know, it's a fucking stupid thing to say, but then that's Jill. We've come to expect him to make massive claims and then try and back off to say, well, I never said that. No, I
Majestic
never said.
feedback. What is grammar? That's not spelled like that.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Well, hey, Simon, it's been nice talking with you.
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta
lovely to
go.
speak to you again, Jill. Jill. Sorry, dude. It's lovely to
Dude,
speak to
really?
you again, Jay. Oh my God, I've got it on the mind. I'm reading Jill in Sam's comment at the same time. That's why I said that. I beg your pardon. My
Not a
humblest
big-
apologies.
Hey, I get confused for all sorts of J names, even my own brothers.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Anyway,
right.
I hope I've earned a few extra cock points. So there's that.
That's all good.
Okay. See you later, guy. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Simon. See you all.